Oh, Daniel, I was telling Ray that we should watch the original Sonic trailer during that we can throw in here. Have you seen it? With the
No.
with the original fucked up hands and face and all that shit.
No, but I remember that original Sonic.
Oh, yeah. There was a teaser trailer for it.
And I don't really care too much about the franchise, but even I was like,
yeah. It's fucking nightmare fuel.
Almost scared, and I shouldn't get scared of CGI like that. But I did.
Okay, welcome to CineQuest Video. This time around, this is our final video game movie. Granted, there were supposed to be probably a few more, but shit happens.
Supposed to be like 12, I think we were originally planned, but I think we're doing 7.
We got COVID and couldn't really meet, so here we are. We're gonna end it here with Sonic the Hedgehog, which was, I guess, the most recent movie.
Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Yeah, one of the most recent, I guess recent and more familiar to me,
right?
Specifically, and I'm pretty sure to everyone who's here.
Mostly anybody, actually, at this point knows what Sonic the Hedgehog is.
Yeah, I'd like to meet the people that don't know who Sonic is. Even from a weird bootleg toy perspective.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're just old as fuck, I guess, then that would be the one exception.
Right. So my name is Ray. Again, if you don't know who we are, never seen one of our episodes or heard one of our episodes, you're listening to Ray, one of the hosts. And then we also have the jerk off next to me. Taking up his chin. Holding up his chin.
That's right.
With all the confidence in the world.
With pure masturbatory energy. Yes.
Which he uses to play video games with.
No hands. Those are for losers.
And
from the Mirrorverse with the mustache, which one of you have? Yes. This is Daniel. Or is it evil Daniel?
So, again, Sonic the Hedgehog. So far, I'll just give you a quick rundown of the ones that we have done. And again, there were more planned, but this is what we have at the moment.
It's what you get.
We started off with Super Mario Brothers. Again, also was supposed to be on video, but we kind of fucked that up.
Yeah.
Double Dragon. Again, also supposed to be on video. We fucked that up as well. Then we got a successful run with Street Fighter, I believe, right?
We got the only one that mattered.
Yeah.
The most important one.
Then we started off again with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Did we do Mortal Kombat after that?
Yeah, I think so.
And Annihilation.
And then Annihilation, we did that as well. And then after that, we did...
Was it Resident Evil?
Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil, then Doom.
Then Doom. Then Silent Hill.
Yep.
Now here we are with Sonic the Hedgehog. Ending the series, little sub-series here on a lighter note. Not as dark as...
so light. This movie was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... it's not as dark as the previous episodes.
Not as much fun, but it's still...
I don't know about... You can't really say that.
I don't know. I teared up a little bit about Long Claw.
It was very much in the spirit of the 90s.
Yeah, but I mean... Why are you talking about this movie?
Yeah. So that's what the Sonic the Hedgehog character is attributed to. Like, it's one of the most well-known icons or representations of the 90s era.
Right, but I would say that the movie itself is more... It's more... It seems 2020,
Yeah, you didn't get the early 90s fucking...
I didn't get any sort of 90s nostalgia vibes
sitcoms
at all
nostalgia where it's just the power of friendship and everybody's kind of nice to each other and...
What are you talking about, man?
Goofy shit.
Power of friendship is universal.
No, but there were some real fuck. I was gonna write it down, but I was just sitting there just drinking in my living room watching this on Hulu. Fuck.
What scene are you thinking about?
There's a few references in there where it's they're hitting at some kind of darker tropes here and there.
Oh, you mean when they're in the bar and we're like, we don't like your kind here? Like, what do you mean?
No. Just some of the funny offhand references from the characters throughout the movie. It was trying to hit on stuff that's that's pretty funny.
9/11.
But I just can't fucking remember.
Yeah. And it was originally supposed to be at the World Trade Center, and then they moved it to San Francisco when when they couldn't do that.
I don't think that happened.
That is not anything. That is not part of the trivia at all.
This sounds like one of my fake facts.
Alternative facts, Daniel.
Yeah.
So Roland, you're supposed to give us some information regarding the video game.
So yeah, I've got a little bit to read through here, not much. And I was telling
Please
Ray,
pinpoint on all the psychological nuances.
that
Sonic the Hedgehog
I'll get to it.
gives its players.
How Sonic is supposed to represent the bourgeoisie and how Eggman is the proletariat oppressing us at all times.
Yes, please enlighten us.
With his corporate machinations for world domination.
Yes, most of those words.
Eat ass and diarrhea. especially the eating part. Just all of that. Don't chew, just swallow it whole.
Well, I'm kind of all
So
for
Sonic
that.
the Hedgehog, right? Hey,
all right, anyways.
This is still not a family episode. I'm just gonna put that out there.
oh, of course
Not
not.
made for
Family
children.
movie, not a family
Yeah,
format.
get that shit out of here. Okay, so there are a few. Go ahead. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, no. I thought at this point, because I thought it was kind of neat with the story direction this film took. I thought that was a neat take because I was like, I don't remember any of this like Sonic being an alien shit at all.
I mean, not in the sense of like extraterrestrial kind of stuff necessarily. It's more of just like
well, yeah, he's a supersonic hedgehog, yeah,
from another
but, which is fantastic in its own right. But from what I knew and know of the games and stuff, and I've only dabbled a little bit with some of the early Sonic games. Most I couldn't get like my little dude to fucking do the loop-de-loop worth of shit. So I was like, this is stupid. Throw the controller down.
okay.
But I went on to look at the deep research Roland's about to let us in on about the Sonic franchise via Wikipedia. And got a bunch of cool background stuff as far as like the creation of the Sonic character by the Sega folks, but not really like what Sonic is about and all that shit. Like because usually with these video game movies, you just go and look at the plot, like, and they'll jump you back and go, okay, here's what the games are about.
Sure.
But there was really no backstory to fucking Sonic that I could find.
Not particularly.
I wasn't aware of any backstory prior to whatever the movie just told me.
There really isn't a whole lot. For the most part, it's kind of like the Doom games or whatever. There's an antagonist, a protagonist, and the environment sort of thing. And the main premise is that Sonic fights Eggman, who's trying to take over the world, and that's pretty much it. Like in every game, there's in some form or another.
You know, Eggman is Dr. Robotnik.
Right. So that's another thing I was going to mention later. But yes, in the movie, that's Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Yeah. But his original name was Eggman, and actually, in the current games, that's the name they've gone back to. They still recognize Robotnik as canon, though.
Okay.
But the original name for the character was Eggman by the creator.
And it's just a offhanded like reference from Sonic, or not offhand. It was very in the moment, but he referred to Robotnik as like Eggman.
Right. So they do the tongue-in-cheek jokes.
Or whatever.
Yes. Because of the shape of the robots. The reason he was he was named Eggman was for
his love of eggs.
For this is one of the references I was going to throw at you, Ray. Apparently, the creator named him Eggman because he was inspired by the design was inspired by Theodore Roosevelt, so that's where you get the giant mustache. Theodore Roosevelt in PJs was like the little parody design that they
Did he
created.
consider him a villain?
No, actually, because originally that was one of the designs that they had intended for Sonic's character.
Oh, to be that guy?
Yeah. So the guy made over 200 like different designs of different animals, anthropomorphized animals to represent Sonic, and that one was one of them, which was later reused to make the antagonist. But his name, which originally I had thought was because of his shape, like he's round and fat, like how Theodore Roosevelt looked. But it's actually because of the Beatles song, "I'm the Walrus."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
I
where
did
they
not
get
know
that
that,
name
but I
for.
kind of thought you were gonna get at that. So
Yeah, well, lucky guess.
I guess.
I mean, it's not.
I was hoping more for an Eggman from the Beastie Boys.
yeah, the egg song.
So
This shit's hilarious, man.
So yeah, that was.
I
just,
mean, if you all don't know, the Beastie Boys have a song that's seriously just about eggs.
It's called Eggman.
Okay, let me go through some of this, and I'll get to a bit more of the other references here in a minute.
Yeah. So
Also, this
what
is
this world about, Roland? What is this game about?
I wrote most of this, so fuck you. I didn't get the shit from Wikipedia, you dick.
Oh, go! Shit, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, absolute.
a Roland
cunt rag.
original.
That's right.
Hold
I
on,
know.
hold on.
An original Roland.
Right.
Oh, I gotta settle
Yeah,
in here.
right. You need to. Do you need to make yourself decent?
No, I'm okay. Go ahead. I'm just preparing myself.
Ass monkeys. Again, there really isn't much. Yeah,
I gotta shift.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go. Go.
Tuck. You gotta pinch it. So
I'm still hot and bothered, but
So,
go ahead, Roland.
as far as the world goes, like I told you before, there's really not much. They wanted to, the way they designed the characters was because Sega wanted to have a mascot. So like much like to oppose Mario, to oppose Nintendo, because at the time Sega they were a console maker. You know, they made the Genesis and the Sega Master Systems. Well, it was the Genesis / the Mega Drive. Before that, it was the Sega Master Systems.
I fucking saw that how Sonic was supposed to be like a rival to Mario,
Correct.
but Sonic started off just as a mascot,
Right.
for Sega.
Yeah.
But not like a game to go and try to take Mario down.
No, it was no. Like that was the goal, like to make a game with him, but first to create.
But what,
No, it wasn't even. But didn't they like make the mascot to kind of like sell Sega shit?
yeah,
And then-
I was just gonna ask.
yes,
Was that
so-
primarily
that's
like a
what I
marketing
was led to
move?
believe from the serious research I
It.
went through.
I mean, like
I have no research on this, so I'm
That
literally
was-
just asking questions.
it was meant to help sell.
are you rolling on a Valley Strange episode now?
Eat shit. Both of you.
but I'm curious.
No,
Go,
like,
please.
So
tell
he
me.
was created. I mean, as I understand it, to I don't think it was necessarily just a marketing scheme. It was meant to, because he was created by an illustrator and a programmer who actually used him in a tech demo that he was making. That was basically a platformer, and it was meant to be a way to create a game that, you know, they could incorporate a shitload of, like, you know, of motion into it. Like one of the things was that they wanted it to be.
They initially had it as like a spinning ball.
Right. Yeah. There was a
going
guy.
through
There
these,
was
like-
so that was the tech demo. That was what they created to show, you know, the motion and like how they could level design. It was just some guy running in a ball, and it was a platformer. And then they later took that programmer took Sonic's designs from the illustrator, the designer, and that's where they came together to make a game, which was a team with the studio that
Team Sonic, yeah.
So they did though they did create him, you know, again in the same spirit as Mario. It was meant to sell the Sega Genesis systems. Even though there was an 8-bit Sonic for the Master Systems, I think that one was primarily leaned on in the Game Gear, not necessarily the Sega Master System, because by that point they had already had the Genesis, and the Genesis just was basically the
Game
fourth.
Gear, like I'd like to hold one of those today because I just remember them being so fucking massive.
Yeah.
I used to own one, and I'm kind of saddened that I got rid of it because that shit was still working perfectly when I got rid of
I
it.
preferred the
Now that I'm
Nomad.
an adult,
always
I
thought that
imagine
one
it'd
was
be like a
cool.
lot smaller in my hands, but I still remember like people like walk around with like little mini TVs.
Yeah, they were
almost,
really
you know,
cool.
like,
Considering they were
things
8-bit, they
massive.
were 8-bit screens.
They actually had
but they were color.
They actually had an attachment for like to put like a little antenna on your
Yeah.
Sega Genesis to turn it into like a little
Oh,
TV.
no shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had a lot of accessories for it.
That's a good gimmick,
Yeah.
man.
Oh
That's
man,
a,
like Sega had
that's
so
a
many
great
fucking
gimmick.
gimmicks. It's just ridiculous. There was I think I told you on a previous episode. There's the 32X.
the tower.
There was the Nomad handheld system, which I don't know if you guys heard of that, but it's basically a Game Gear that you would plug the Sega cartridges into, and you could play any Sega game on that. Instead of the little Game Gear
Yeah.
cartridges, you just chunk the Sega.
But aren't you like basically attached to an actual? You just attach to the actual cartridge itself? Like you have to hold it?
No.
Is it dangling? Is it
No. It chunks in on the top of the machine.
So basically,
it's
you have
holding
the
a
fucking
Game
cartridge
Gear.
on top
Yeah.
with the actual. So you just have
Yeah,
you just added a huge
you have a
attachment.
base
To the
on top of the
It's
game
not a
system
Game
that
Gear.
whole-
It's not a Game Gear. The Nomad, it looks like a Game Gear. It's basically it's its
okay.
own console. But
Gotcha.
the only difference is that they use just normal Sega Genesis cartridges.
Yeah, and Nintendo also got into some of the weird,
Oh, yeah, dude.
attachments
There
as
were
well.
they
because
still
they had
do.
one where you could put floppies into it.
They still do.
You could
There
load up
was
fucking games like
they-
on 3.5 floppies and dump that bitch in there.
Onto a
And-
Game Boy?
yeah, the Game Boy had some
no,
of the
onto
earliest
a fucking like an NES, man.
Oh no shit.
the Game Boy had some of like the earliest selfies or whatever because they had the Game Boy camera.
Game Boy camera,
They had a
yeah.
fucking printer that you could put on
Oh,
that shit.
I remember that shit. Yeah. And it looked like shit.
Oh, it was. I mean, you can
The
still
special data share shit
like,
for
it prints out on
Pokemon,
like this ridiculously strange receipt paper or whatever kind of stuff. Right, yeah. And then there was the Pokemon attachments or whatever. But yeah, like
But it was
there
just a
was.
fucking
Did you
data
guys?
cable
Did you
that
guys
was, like,
ever?
special unique to these games? You could like trade monsters back and
Yeah,
forth. Like it was.
yeah. So there was also like the Sega CD, which had its own Sonic game. I think that was Sonic CD, which is a cool one because it was the first introduction of the character Metal Sonic, which it was a cool fucking game, and it was the only. I think you can get it on Steam now, actually. But at one point there was a I think it was the fourth Sonic game called Sonic and Knuckles. But it was a cartridge that it had a slot on top of it that you could plug the other Sonic games into that. And what you could do is you could play them with the character Knuckles from Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh,
So you could
that's
play
pretty cool,
Sonic
man.
1, 2, or 3, but with the fucking Red Echidna guy with the fucking the fisticuffs and the floaty powers and shit. Which is actually a lot of fun to do. Or you could just play the Sonic and Knuckles game by itself,
So
right?
how many fucking Sonic characters are there now?
Oh, God,
because
there
when
are
I
so
left
many,
off,
dude.
it was basically just they'd introduced Knuckles, and that was a big deal.
There are so many.
But now there's some fuck called Shadow or something.
Right,
like
so
that.
like Shadow is supposed to be the rival to
Dark
Sonic.
Sonic, or-
Yeah. I think he was created by Eggman. He's supposed to be evil Sonic, but then he has a heart of good, and now he's a canon character, and everybody loves him. He had a really dog
well,
shit.
the power of friendship.
Yeah, that's it's very anime or whatever. That's the themes of Sonic is always just like, oh, cool, love and affection and all that hippie happy crap that makes your ass twitch.
That makes
From Japan. No way.
Yeah, I know. No way. So yeah, so the Sega had a ton of these crazy gimmicks, just like Nintendo. But after the Dreamcast, I believe Sega, they became primarily a software company.
Game vendor.
Yeah, they stopped. They stepped out of the console biz, which is probably for the best because their shit was really expensive. And like the Dreamcast was a cool console, but like man, it had some fucking problems.
I still know a fucking walking, talking worshiper of the fucking Dreamcast to this day. She still has
I love
one.
them, dude. Like they're cool as fuck. But the problem is they have a literal that I understand they have a literal lifespan of like I don't know how many thousands of hours, as opposed to like a generalized this will last you 10 to 20 years. It's like no, this will last you this many roughly this many hours, and like once you
So
go
it's
through
like
that,
buying a
it's
projector
dead.
versus a TV.
Huh?
So it's like you're buying a projector versus a TV.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Only unlike a projector where you replace the bulbs with this, you're fucked. Like there's no
Right.
I don't know that like
But there's a definite shelf life on this device
versus like a generalized
consoles out there.
Average or whatever. So okay, let me start reading some of this shit before I go into anything else. But yeah, there are tons of Sonic games and just so many characters. I couldn't go into all of them. I certainly couldn't think of them off the top of my head. And that's just the games. There are Sonic. There are plenty of cartoons and comics, anime.
I remember
offshoot.
there being wasn't it like a Sonic and Tails like titled cartoon back?
Yeah,
in
there was the first one
like
that was by
90s?
Disney, and that was you could. I think it's
Yes.
still syndicated on the Disney Channel somewhere. not Disney Plus, but the channel itself.
Yeah, let's say so. Like it might be on.
And
Plus,
then there was a
That's
different
dope,
one that was supposed to be a little darker, and it followed the comic book characters as opposed to the ones from the games. And I think that one also. That one was, I think that one was aired on like USA or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if, did you ever see any of the cartoons, Ray?
I'm aware of the cartoons. They weren't anything I necessarily watch. I think I've mentioned this before. Like I do have a problem watching just general cartoons now, or even as I got older. I mean, most of the time when I watched cartoons, like Saturday mornings, it was like fucking like Looney Tunes and shit.
Yeah.
Everything else was like live action nonsense that filled my head, and it's still there to this day, which is of no use to me whatsoever. But the only cartoons I ever watched were like the real Ghostbusters, the fake Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, and
you watched that fake Ghostbusters one, like the one with like the giant talking ape or whatever, and
it's with those two dudes who were like going through like dimensions and shit.
I don't know.
That's why they had to do like the real Ghostbusters.
Sliders.
You mean
Quantum Leap?
Oh, Sliders is such a cool show, man.
Sliders is cool. Quantum Leap is cool, right? That's going to be the extent of my knowledge when we talk about time travel and shit like that. But yes, please, Roland.
Okay.
Doctor Who? Doctor Who? There's
yes,
plenty of made-up time travel stuff.
That shit.
All right, so Sonic the Hedgehog is a Japanese video game series, a media franchise created and owned by Sega. The franchise follows Sonic, an anthropomorphic blue hedgehog who battles the evil Dr. Eggman. In the movie, he's Ivo Robotnik, which I'll just mention the difference a little bit later. The main Sonic the Hedgehog games are platformers, mostly developed by Sonic Team. Other games developed by various studios include spin-offs. There's racing, there's fighting games, party and sports games. I don't know if you guys have... or Daniel, I guess. I expect Ray has heard of any of those. There's like Sonic Team Racing, Sonic Pinball.
I have heard of that game.
I've heard of the pinball. I think I played it like one time.
Yeah. There's
I know there's that newer Sonic where it looks more like modern Zelda games where you're just like, following Sonic in like a third person view doing bullshit.
Yeah. So because they're not, at one point he makes the jump into three-dimensional graphics as opposed to the flat 2D stuff. So you might be referring to something like that.
I definitely was.
The franchise also incorporates printed media, animations, and then the 2020 feature film, and a metric fuckload of merchandise. The Sonic game was first released in 1991 for the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. It was created by the programmer Yuji Naka, who was the aforementioned tech demo guy that we were talking about, and Naoto Oshima, a graphic designer. Sega wanted a mascot character to compete with Nintendo's mascot. There were originally over 200 submissions, like I said, of character designs.
But these are 200 submissions by that person.
I believe so.
Or was it 200 submissions by other artists?
So here's the thing. I'm not sure. I was trying to find out, but like Sega originally had a company-wide sort of, I think it was like a contest. And I think he was the one that was like selected to design the character. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's the one that submitted, over time, like over 200 different designs. I know he had a shitload of his own because originally it wasn't, it wasn't just a hedgehog. It was
Sonic had fangs.
Yeah. So that was the thing. They picked the hedgehog. They took the fangs off of him. They took the fucking, they rounded his body and gave him legs and shit. But there was like a lot of other designs. Like I mentioned, there was a parody of like Theodore Roosevelt and PJs. There was like a rabbit. I think there was I want to
see. You keep saying PJs, and I keep thinking about that goddamn claymation cartoon from goddamn it, was it Eddie Murphy?
Oh, the PJs.
Yeah, the PJs, buddy. Yeah, I keep, every time you mention PJs, I'm just like back to that claymation world.
That's fucking hilarious. But so anyways, like this guy was the one that ended up running with the creations for it. Sonic was intended.
Get it because Sonic's fast, so you ran with it.
No,
I don't think that was intentional.
No, sorry.
No, but you get it right.
I wish I didn't. So I'll
it's not funny, but we get it.
I'll go into that.
I know.
I'll go into that later as well because you suck. Sonic was intended for the American market, and thus he was inspired by Western cartoon studios such as Disney and Warner Brothers. So, like Mickey Mouse, Looney Tunes, that sort of thing. Oshima himself admitted that he wanted to see what Felix the Cat and Mickey Mouse combined would look like.
Not blue.
So that's another thing that I will also get into. God damn it, dude! Yeah, you're hitting all the motherfucking checklist guesses here.
Write a better script then.
Yeah, I should. No, fuck you. You're both just good guessers and assholes. That's all it is. Don't worry. Lucky me. You're saving me some effort.
We're guess holes. Thank you.
Yes, mostly that. So Sonic's design was one of the many that Sega considered for their character. During a trip to New York, Oshima asked random people in fucking Central Park what their favorite character doodle was. And the Hedgehog was the most popular. So he approached the execs at Sega, and that's what they settled for. Sonic's blue coloration is a use of Sega's blue logo colors. His shoes were based on Michael Jackson's boot from the album Bad. His boots, excuse me.
The boots?
Yeah, it was based off his shoes from Bad and inspired by somebody
Santa
else.
Claus. That's why they're red.
Yeah, so you read the same wiki article. Gotcha.
Every goddamn YouTube video.
Handwritten research.
Every goddamn YouTube video or any video that covers this shit, it's on there. The fucking interviews with the guy, he fucking tells you. So eat shit. Once again. So
I never would have.
No,
honestly,
yeah, it's not.
I didn't do any research for this, so it's weird to hear about like the little references that they chose to create this character.
I spent 30 seconds going through Wikipedia after watching the movie just to figure out what Roland's going to bring forward to the table.
There's not a lot to this shit. Like they're cool little references, but like there really isn't a whole lot to these characters. It's a very simplistic fucking world and design and gameplay.
I mean,
and that's really
in most instances, I would imagine, or at least I feel like I've read that there's just a lot of like trial and error, and people kind of settle on certain things. I mean, these characters don't come to the way they look very easily. I mean, you have to have 200 submissions before they decided on some shit.
So,
and it's simple. The simplicity of choosing the colors are because of the logo for Sega, and then the fucking
cobalt blue.
Oh, I happen to like the music video Bad
and Santa Claus
and Santa Claus.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna make the shoes that color. It's
So
there's nothing more in depth to it. It's just like, oh, I like this, so I put that on the character.
That was
it just doesn't feel like that's a good origin story for like Sonic at all.
It doesn't,
like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like that's as simple as it is. I mean, that's just what it is. What it is,
I mean,
oh no, yeah.
Look what they're trying to base things on. Like it's fucking
I think because like we're trying to think of like Mario and like whatever nonsense it was.
You mean the acid trip that those guys fucking went through to like think up of the Mushroom Kingdom and
yeah. What if Sega execs were like, what if we get a AC technician who goes through the vents?
Yeah, he's Italian.
No, he can't be Italian.
No, but he says "Mamma Mia" a lot. Fuck. So yeah, the next bit I was gonna read was about the
next paragraph in Wikipedia.
No, it was the bit about Dr. Robotnik / Eggman being based on one of the original submissions of designs for Sonic. That is to say, the Theodore Roosevelt with PJs.
So that wasn't from the Wikipedia because I'm pretty sure I read that today. Roland.
So Sega wanted a Mario game but with more speed, so that became a central theme of the mascot and the gameplay. The gameplay of Sonic the Hedgehog originated with a tech demo that involved a fast-moving character rolling in a ball through a long, winding tube. That was later.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like there was a little neat note on that Wikipedia article though, because I didn't understand it because somehow it is related to dot matrix bullshit, which is like I thought just a printing thing.
So it was originally there was a limitation. They considered it impossible within the 16-bit hardware capabilities of the Genesis to create something with this, I guess, impression of speed that they have done with Sonic games. This particular programmer was able to, write out a particular algorithm that allowed them to do this shit. And so they were like,
to basically like track the speed of the dots or whatever. And it was I didn't understand it much, but I just went, that's probably really neat. Roland might know more about that.
I read about that.
And I know he's reading the same goddamn thing, so he might have something for this.
I did read about that, but I just forgot about it because I was like, okay, this is a cool little nerdy thing, but I didn't think that you guys would give a shit, so I didn't write it down.
I'm hurt.
Yeah, good. Its success helped Sega become one of the leading video game companies during the fourth generation of video game consoles in the early 90s. I say fourth because Sega Genesis was a 16-bit system. It was meant to rival the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, which was also a 16-bit system. But the original was an 8-bit, and that was the Sega Mark systems, 1 through 3. Which originally was, I think it was called the SD or SG-1000. I don't quite recall. Anyways, the Sega Mark system. So they had 1 through 3, and then they had the Mega Drive, the Sega Genesis, which was fourth generation.
So I know you have a little...
That's fine.
You have a factoid on the bottom there saying that Sonic the Hedgehog sold over 140 million by 2016. Why do I feel like that's not that much considering the time span in the video game itself? I thought it would be like a lot more than that.
Well, like it's because the franchise has stagnated off and on through the years.
Well, I think that's why
it started out very strong, and then towards like the early to mid 2000s, it kind of faded away as Sega was no longer a hardware.
Well, that's why I had asked you like before we started recording because
the quality of the games was also pretty shitty.
That the game still exists, because I'm only aware of like at a certain point of the games being made and being somewhat successful, and then
they went on a hiatus for a number of years.
Okay,
I don't recall,
that makes sense then.
I don't recall for how long, but the thing is as well is that a lot of the games have been very shitty.
But it also, that's why it boggled my mind as to when they were actually going to make a movie about it. I was like,
originally
hasn't
it was
time passed already? Like, why would anyone watch this
the other
movie,
thing
like?
as well. Like they had originally planned on making it or started making it in 2014, and so
could you guys imagine a fucking supersonic movie? Fucking right around the times they did the Mario Brothers movie, like that would have been pretty cool. That would have been so bad. That would have been like Howard the Duck quality.
I forgot to mention, but the Sonic.
Let's be real, Howard the Duck that's a badass character.
Oh, he's a badass character. It's just a trash movie.
A trash, very good movie.
Ass bad character, maybe. Yeah. No.
He plays the guitar, Roland.
Oh, he's fucking annoying as fuck, Ray. So anyways, like I just wanted to finish off on a few things. The Sonic character's name,
there
like
were duck
again,
titties in there.
Shut the fuck up with Howard the dipshit duck. God damn it. Jesus Christ. He is so fucking annoying. Have you read any of his comics? He's annoying as fuck.
I don't give a fuck about the comics.
They're
I
shit.
only care about the movie because there were duck titties in there. Right?
Ugh. The worst. Was that you, Ray? It sounded like you shit yourself. Jesus Christ. Control
duck titties.
Control your butthole. All right. I know you're excited to be talking about fucking Howard the Duck in an episode. Horrible.
Excitedly. That's how we're talking about it.
Ugh. The name for Sonic came from again, they were trying to think of something to do with speed, so from subsonic, they just took the word out of that because that means fast.
Or was it from the Supersonic song? Or maybe that song came out after.
Yeah, I don't know.
The semi-sonic song, the closing time song.
Supersonic, man. Those
was,
three like rap chicks or whatever, like mid '90s or whatever. Supersonic.
Jesus Christ.
Supersonic.
Well, I mean, if they're taking references from like songs, I mean, why not that?
Wasn't that later? This was in '91. Wasn't that shit that you're talking about like
mid '90s,
late '90s?
I don't know.
early 2000s, whatever.
Well, let us find out. Oh yes, Google time.
It's so dumb. I almost forgot the last thing I needed to mention, and that was why.
JJ Fad. This came out in 1988, so
Holy
they could have
fuck.
totally taken
Wow.
Sonic's name
maybe
from
they
this
could've.
fucking song.
Maybe they could have. I mean, like
you know what,
they,
Roland? They're gonna, because we can edit Wikipedia ourselves.
Yeah,
Put that a reference in there.
They'll never know.
You know, but that doesn't really work very long, because I went and edited like this one guy's Wikipedia page, because he was like an Indian archaeologist and it was like arguing that like he found this cool like solar observatory, and I went on one time, I was like, but it hasn't been demonstrated. And then it got changed like right away, man. Like,
he has it set on an alert. It just goes to his straight to his phone or some shit.
someone's calling bullshit. No.
Somebody's spreading truth. Let me fix that.
Which, to be
I
fair to
disagree.
Yvonne, I think that there's been enough research done, mostly by Clive Ruggles, not him, not Yvonne, but Clive, the like astrophysicist dude he got onto the project. I think there may be some relation with the solar movements and the site, but I still don't know. I haven't seen it myself.
So there've been like we said, there've been a shitload of Sonic the Hedgehog games.
So it's supersonic.
Let's see. There's like Sonic's 1 through 3, Sonic 4, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Advance, Sonic Advance 2. They weren't all platformers. Some of them were RPGs. Some of them were,
You know,
again, like
in this, you
fucking-
should just put in a little graphic like 3 hours later, and then just, then key back into Roland listing off titles of the fucking games. Just
no,
to be
I'm not
fucking
going to go through
great.
all of these. This is going to take too long. Fuck that. The last thing, though,
Yeah,
was
that's what the
that,
graphics for.
Originally, like I said before, Robotnik's name was Eggman, or is in the current games, and the reason for that is that the creator did name him Eggman, but Sega of America, when they localized it to America, they changed his name to Dr. Robotnik, Ivo Robotnik, without telling anybody, without asking permission or anything, and they're just like, okay, I guess that works. People liked it, so that was used. Within the comics, and I think the some of the cartoons, but it was changed sort of back with some of the later games. I think it was Sonic Adventure when they first started to bring it into 3D worlds or whatever, that they brought him back as Eggman, even though, again, the Robotnik name is still there. Like, they still recognize it or something like that. It's not just, I assume they just ignore it, but it's still sort of acknowledged as being there.
Yeah, and like in the cartoon, they called him Robotnik, right?
Right. So yeah, they call him Robotnik, but they do also like make the joke like, "Hey, Eggman," because I'm assuming because of the shape of the robots, they're like eggs, and also he makes a joke in the
like
movie
in the
where he's
fucking
like
games and fucking cartoon, man. He's just fucking.
he tells when he tells the
rotund
general,
dude.
he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was doing whatever when you were still like, getting your third grade reading level,
That
checking
was
out
a
Charlotte's
major,
Web."
and I can't remember that actor's fucking name, but I love that fucking guy. I'm surprised he got such a bit part in this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, he's a really great actor. Yeah, it was very strange. He was in that one scene, and that's basically it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come back through because
Yeah,
he's got
I
some
kind of
Arrow
expected
money too. Because
I kind of expected he would have more to do with it, but no, he just had that like
sci-fi exclusive
basic cameo, and that was it.
Basic cameo where Jim Carrey just shits all over him, and then he just doesn't come back ever again.
Yeah, he makes a. Well, anyways, so Jim Carrey ends it on like an egg sack joke, and like
put this out now that the way that Carrey depicted Robotnik was not that you're smart, it's you think you're smart and you berate everyone around you.
Like they say he's got like 5 or 6 PhDs or some bullshit. And
they say that, but I mean, I know a few PhDs and
oh no, yeah,
I don't know, man.
I agree. Like, but for the purposes of this,
they're kind of dumb.
For the purposes of this shit, like, yeah, he's super smart or whatever, and he's egotistical as fuck, and that was apparently one of the reasons Jim Carrey loved the character and was drawn to it. He's like, oh, cool, I want this like mad scientist.
No, it was
who's
the
kind of,
dancing.
Like, driven insane by his own ego. Like, that's why I'm gonna play this. And I was like, okay, cool. but like they do reference like how he brings the energy, or he brought the his previous characters in here from like Ace Ventura and like When the Grinch Stole Christmas. So like that was where he was coming from with that Robotnik persona. But
was there anything else about the game that you wanted to mention before we move on officially to the movie?
I mean, have any of you guys played the Sonic games?
On the Game Gear and the Sega Genesis.
I mentioned how I couldn't get Sonic to go through the little loop-de-loop, and I was like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the controller down.
I think the Sonic the Hedgehog game came with the Game Gear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the one I played at first, of course, until I bought the other cartridges that I wanted.
Sure.
But I played it on the Sega Genesis because my cousin Joe had it on the Sega Genesis. He had all the consoles. I didn't have any of the consoles.
Yeah.
But that is the extent of it. I played probably, I don't remember which version I played, but if you're thinking somewhere between 97, 96, somewhere around there.
Uh-huh.
That's the version I played on the Sega Genesis.
Sure.
And then my Game Gear. That's it.
So
nothing else. I'm aware of the cartoons. I'm aware of the comic books.
yeah.
All the little toys that they have for the game. The fucking.
I never
game,
had any of the toys. I had a few of the comics because I think they've been published with a few different companies, but the ones that I remember, and I think they're still going, were from Archie Comics.
I'm not aware, but all I was aware about the game was that it's a little dude who runs fast and
Yeah.
goes through like little loops. And of course, when they did like the whole 3D version, that was fun because you get like it just gave a little bit more of a different perspective. Whenever he's running, makes it all like a little bit more exciting, you know?
Right. Yeah, and it was always fast as fuck. I played most of the early titles, and a few of the 3D ones, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I don't think I played. I think 2 was the one that introduced Shadow, but I didn't play. So I didn't play too many of the offshoots. I tried Sonic Pinball. That was fucking dumb. There was Sonic 3D Blast, which was like a pseudo 3-dimensional game, and I think that was supposed to be the last one on the Genesis. It was an overhead game with Sonic. Like it might have been the one that you were mentioning, Daniel, where like this camera's right behind him and he's just kind of running forward, and you turn him like left and right, and
sort of there being like a fucking surfboard or something in the sky you hopped on. That might have been a little more recent fucking Sonic games. Though.
Yeah,
like I haven't dicked with them. The last Sonic game I played was a little over 10 years ago. I was babysitting some dudes, and their parents had a Genesis, and I fucking fired that bitch up and plugged Sonic in. I was like, I still can't really make him run around the loop. Put this controller down.
So I think I played the last Sonic anything I played was in, I think, Smash Brothers, because he was a character in there that you could use, and he was okay, but really fucking hard to control.
I don't know if that's a character you can really translate to fucking Smash Bros.
He's pretty good, but again, because he's so fucking fast, like it's really hard to sort of control him at times. He can like just jump across the fucking screen because he just moves so fast.
So how is the Flash in Injustice?
Oh, well, I mean, that's completely fucking different. I don't know.
No, it is, but he's supposed to be a fast character.
Yeah, yeah. No, Injustice obviously does not.
Not supposed to be he is fast, but yeah.
Doesn't do him a justice.
So it was an injustice?
Yes. Yeah.
Full circle. We got this.
All right. So
fucking comedy mega minds, the three of us.
I played most of them, not all of them. There was one that actually I think it's one of the slower games. I think it was like Sonic and the Black Knight or something like that, where he runs around with a sword or something like that. And there's another one where he gets turned into a werewolf. It was really fucking dumb, but I think some people liked it.
All that sounds awful.
It was. So like I'd said before, a lot of the later Sonic games have kind of just, been dumpster fires. A lot of the but the thing is as well is that the character has still had a huge presence you know, in other media formats. So like there's a lot of cartoons, there's a lot of fucking anime stuff, the comic books, and you know, just like a lot of the action figures. The
comic books are primarily for kids.
So
yes and no. Like it sort of depends on the studio that's working on them.
Well, the ones that I've come across, they're primarily for kids.
Sure. Were you saying something?
So what do you think? Because Roland, you are like the kind of inherent console games expert, maybe just games expert, period, for this triumvirate that we have. What do you think it is about Sonic that has allowed it to persist and even result in a major budget motion picture?
It varies. A lot of the characters' fan base are like just old farts. They're loyal to it. Yeah, basically, like all of us at this point. I can't very well say that I'm a fan necessarily. I'm just aware.
Yeah, but like, what is it? You know, because it's a side-scrolling fucking adventure where a little dude runs fast.
A lot of it is nostalgia. A lot of it is nostalgia from some of the early games because they're fucking great and they still are. You can still pick up some of the platformer Sonic games and they're wonderful. Some of my favorite things about them, aside from this, you know, the speed and the level design, is the music. And I didn't mention that on here, but the composer for the first few games, or the composers, I'm not sure who it was. I thought they did an awesome job. Like I can recognize a few of the stage musics, you know, if I were to hear them, kinds of stuff. In the movie, the village or the town, the Green Hills, that's actually the first stage in the original Sonic game. That's the Green Hill Zone. So then they also use a few, I guess, covered versions of the music from the games itself. I think at the end of the movie they play like a slow piano version of the Green Hill Zone's music, or one of those other ones. I don't quite remember off the top of my head.
Which would be apropos, but that would be apropos. Like if it was like a reissue of the same music from that fucking map to match that town that they were now in the showdown. That's cool.
Yeah. So the other side to that though is that the design of Sonic's character is. I mean, the reason why it's
are we about
still
ready for YouTube time?
No, I mean we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm still.
Are you talking about the game? Or are you talking about
no, I'm still talking about the game. I'm still answering Daniel's question about why he thinks that this character's franchise has lasted so long. Part of it is nostalgia, loyalty from like people that were from the Genesis era that played it. And again through some of the few later iterations of the Sonic Adventure games and maybe some of the RPGs, even though some of the further later games were absolute trash, and the others are just, I think, due to newer, younger gamers that are into the series, because again, the design of Sonic's characters and all of the characters in the Sonic universe, like they lend themselves to like being family friendly, you know, just very much like Mario.
I was about to say like they're kind of like wholesome and stuff like that.
But I mean, like, they're very well designed in that like it's an iconic cartoon.
But if you think about Mario, I mean, like if they were gonna do like a live action Mario this time around, could they lean on the whole Italian plumber?
Probably
guy?
not.
Like, would they have to like clean that up in some way or another?
Yeah,
Sonic is
because it would come as as like an ugly ass stereotype mostly. Otherwise,
but I mean, like look at like John Leguizamo playing a fucking Italian.
Yeah.
And doing that like hard fucking accent that he's fucking doing.
Yeah. No, that wouldn't like Mario. It would be shit on by too many people, kind of thing. But yeah, that was the reason again that lasted was, I think, mostly due to the design of the characters. Like it was meant to be Disney-esque. It was meant to be like fucking Bugs Bunny and Roger Rabbit and all that shit. In that like you know, like it was marketed for kids, and like it was just easily brandable, like easily identifiable, and like it just lasted in that. So a lot of people remember the characters more than they remember the games actually being shit. Because for XYZ reasons, it's not even just the gamers market anymore. They would pull people in that
because I mean,
watched the cartoons.
It's a
and
cute character. He's a fucking blue hedgehog. Like, what's not to like? What's there to hate about it in general?
They were so well designed that like they just became a long lasting staple in just media in general, outside of the games, and so that's kind of why this movie ended up happening.
Well, I mean, the movie itself is you saying that they attempted to do it a couple years ago.
Well, that's
like
they
the next.
They meant to start. It was originally supposed to be.
That's the next level in marketing, right? What can we get to? What can we do to get some more money out of this character?
Yeah,
fucking movie. You know,
they originally it was supposed to be a CG. I think primarily CG.
And
movie.
where was? So just out of curiosity for the context, like, were there Sonic games coming out circa like 2012 to 14-ish when they were trying to like launch this movie? I want to say there were.
Yeah, there were. Let's see. The last was in 2013. That was I mean, not the last, but around that time. That was Sonic Lost World for the Wii U and the 3DS, and I guess
the Windows PC.
Yeah, but that was in 2015 when it got released. And then later, like
Sonic Forces,
right, in 2017. And there's another one coming out apparently in 2022 for called Sonic Rangers. I don't know shit about that.
That might coincide with the part 2 that's coming out apparently.
Oh, right, the movie.
They're gonna make a Sonic the Hedgehog
and
part 2.
There was Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing in 2010. Sonic Free Riders. In 2012, there's Sonic All Star Racing Transformed. I don't know what the hell that is. And in 2019, there's Team Sonic Racing.
So basically, there were video games coming out.
There's a lot. Like there have been even where Sonic wasn't the primary character. I was telling Ray earlier about the Mario and Sonic Olympics game that was on the Wii or the Wii U. I can't recall. I think it was the Wii. And then there's just various spin-offs. Let's see really quick. If there's anything around that time. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Sonic Dash, that was in 2013. Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games.
So the franchise was still popping off.
It had a hiatus in the early 2000s, I believe. And then like around 2010 or so.
Would that be when like Nintendo started breaking
again.
out their new like the Wii and stuff like that? They're like, well, we can throw that in there as well.
Right, yes, because that was also when Sega started embracing Nintendo systems, or rather taking advantage of the fact that they're no longer a hardware company, and so they could bring their IP to wherever the fuck they wanted. And I think that was one of the novelties of it, like playing a Sonic game on a Nintendo console. Was one of the draws.
It's just one big happy family now.
Yeah, because as things had always started,
it's like Disney and ESPN and like all the fucking Marvel,
they all
the shit that we fucking consume. Like they control every portion of the narrative of our lives now.
For the longest time,
I briefly talked about this with a fucking coworker today, and it's like it's fucking crazy how much control Disney has now.
Yeah, they own everything.
But that's another episode.
Fucking Marvel, they own all that bullshit. But yeah. There's plenty of shits. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. No, we can go into the movie here whenever you want.
Okay. And so now we're going to be talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that did come out in 2020. Prior to the movie's release, there was a bit of controversy during the trailers that first came out. There was one trailer that came out that had the design of the character, which kind of sparked a bit of anger.
Yeah, he looked like a nightmare Muppet.
Amongst I guess fans, even people watching
the creator as well was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I'm not care about this series.
Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Sonic, but I knew that character looked like
I could understand
like that guy looks wrong.
I could understand what they were trying to do, taking creative, liberties with anything. Like
that's
anything.
Fine and all, but I mean, if it just looks bad,
it looked bad. I mean, it was like a fucking roided out character from the Muppets. He had like thick ass fucking legs. He had human teeth. He didn't wear gloves. He had like his hands were just painted white, fur.
Well, before we get into like discussing like the description of it, like we're gonna play the trailer, so we can see it here.
Yeah, let me
share
stream
it. I
real
must
quick.
see.
Let me just stream it to Daniel. Okay.
All right.
Bring that back.
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, we don't. Let me. Do you care if I leave it muted or do you
No,
want me
it's
to turn
fine.
it
No,
on?
because we're gonna
All right,
comment it
yeah.
on it anyways.
We're not. We don't really need to hear it. There's not anything worth going through there.
Yeah, we're getting 760.
Oh, dude, that wasn't in the movie.
No, they
No,
changed.
I don't remember that
300
speed. They
tops.
probably dropped down that speed in the fucking movie.
He went
Because
300.
he would have
Yeah.
broken
It
the
was
sound barrier
260
and like
300.
fucked
yeah.
up that car if he'd have been running that fast. There's no way. It's breaking the immersion. There it is. There it is. Look at this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at his fucking design. He's jacked.
See,
Wait,
I mean,
is
like
this-
his face doesn't look too bad right there.
It doesn't look that
It
different.
doesn't
yeah.
because the eyes are a little further apart. But
I love how Gangsta's Paradise is in the background of this.
I mean, they.
Oh, and that fucking military guy, man, he was on Battlestar Galactica.
yes,
as,
that was what's his face from Bonanza as well. I forget the.
yeah, fuck,
Did
man.
y'all
the
have any like
actor.
There's Damien
issues when
Dark
like
there.
they introduced Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik? I mean, I personally was like, oh, that's cool.
I
Jim
thought it
Carrey's
was
doing a
perfect.
movie,
I thought it was
guess.
perfect when I saw him, and I was like, "Oh, I originally wanted to see this for Jim Carrey, just to see him fucking ham it up as Robotnik."
See, I mean, I didn't have an interest to watch this movie, even with Jim Carrey in it. I just thought it was gonna be terrible. And see, that
Yeah,
looks bad
because I
right
was
there.
like, "Yeah, look at
Oh.
his fucking teeth, dude. They're horrible. They're horrible."
The legs look so weird too. Like,
Yeah. They tried to give him I think a bit more of a, I don't know. They were trying to go for a more
Realistic
realistic
look.
proportions, but it's just like, why? What the fuck are you thinking
But if
about?
this is like the trailer, the original trailer, like I don't remember it too much. All I remember is what he looked like.
Yeah.
And the way they're like just giving him away everything
Yeah.
in this fucking trailer.
As far as what's from the movie,
Or
you
like just
mean?
like parts of the fucking movie. And it's funny, that's from the producers of Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, as far as everything else, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
it does look so weird. How long did it take them to fix this? Like they did it like really quickly,
No,
right?
they didn't.
No,
It took them
a long
months.
time?
It took them months to do that. I don't recall exactly
That's a
how
lot of
long.
CGI.
It took them months, and it took them millions of fucking dollars because they basically had to redraw everything with Sonic. The rest of the movie was shot, and that
Yeah,
was the
yeah, for
thing.
sure,
Like they
yeah.
didn't have to go back and change any of that shit.
Well, that was fine, yeah.
Yeah, but the studio had to essentially rewrite or redraw everything.
So here's my Predator moment where I mistake an actress for another person.
Oh,
But I swore up and down
great. Here we go.
that
Dicks.
Go. What?
the fucking wife of Duty in the movie was
Lord-
the chick who played Janelle in that one episode of It's Always Sunny. The gang gets racist. That chick who digs Charlie.
Oh.
They do look similar. Not the same person though. I googled beforehand.
For sure. So,
But Daniel, you're doing your due diligence, like you had a thought, but you had to like fix that prior.
nah,
And you're admitting to your mistake.
I keep it fresh. All right. What am I supposed to say? Like, I'm just
The thing
sharing
is,
my thoughts.
Freshly
looking up,
done.
It didn't help because I was
Shit,
like,
bitch.
the pictures are so close. Are you sure you're not the same person? Like, fuck. Like,
No.
Okay, so
I
Speaking of-
honestly, one of the things I couldn't stand about this movie for the most part had really like I probably would have been fine with this fucked up looking Sonic just because my expectations were low to begin with, and again I was watching for Jim. I wanted to see this for Jim Carrey.
you didn't want to see it for James
Exactly,
Marsden,
James
who
Marsden.
played
I was
fucking
like,
Cyclops?
oh god, fucking Ken doll, fucking Cyclops from X-Men. Yeah, it's just what I wanted.
Wait, does he even have like much dialogue in
No.
fucking X-Men? He doesn't.
No, he
right?
doesn't. Like
He's kind of like just the
he
characters
sucks.
like in the background.
look at my weird eye thing.
yeah,
I got these cool glasses that like
yeah.
keep me from killing you.
Look at that. Laser beams.
It was cool in the sequel, second X-Men movie when they killed his ass, and then I was like, oh, don't bring him back. Good. All right, it's over. Never mind.
So again, this movie did come out in 2020. Again, with some controversy with the way the character did look.
Right. Yeah. So it was so
they
bad,
changed it.
so poorly received that they went back and it took months of rework to to fix it, I guess.
I mean, it does look bad, but there are there are minor things wrong with it. If they had gone along with the original design,
yeah.
do you think it would have like really fucked with the movie?
Probably. I mean, in the sense that like people would have shit all over it, but
yeah, I think fans have been more butthurt than anything than like hurting.
And I mean, like, so I'm of both minds of that. Like, okay,
film.
I can understand why the purists might say something because they're
The
like,
humble purists?
why? What have you done to my character? I'm like, dude, the games were all right, and I love them, but like.
Show me a
what the
blue
fuck?
hedgehog
What the
in
fuck are
nature,
you expecting?
and
Like,
then talk about how.
When's the
like,
last time
this
you
is
played a good Sonic
inaccurate.
game? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, man. Like they are gonna be saying, like,
and then
it doesn't seem realistic.
But
enough,
then, but then
or it doesn't
also,
seem realistic
yeah,
enough for the characters.
exactly.
You'd be like,
Right. But
a
then,
goddamn video game.
but then on the other hand, I can just say
His
like,
shoes should actually
like,
fit tighter around his ankles
objectively,
because
I
he's
can
moving at
say
these velocities.
that their designs for Sonic fucking sucked. Like it looked like shit. Like especially with the fucking teeth and the hands. Like I was just like, ugh, no, just god damn it. Like and again the jacked thighs, which apparently that was a huge thing.
I mean, the thighs didn't look that jacked.
So
but
in the original poster,
weird.
like in the original poster, like you can see.
It looks disproportionate to the body for some reason or another.
It's like The Rock.
He was
Rock's
deflated.
legs on this little hedgehog.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. So the original poster for Sonic, you can see like his fucking legs are
They
like
look kind of
fucking jacked as hell for some reason. There was another picture of him.
You should download that picture.
Oh, I'll save some of them. There was another one where he's sitting like on top of the
building.
No, he's sitting on
That one up
the
there?
San Francisco Bridge.
Oh, okay.
And like all you see are his legs.
Uh-huh.
I think it's this one. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can get a big ass picture of it. No, I don't want that. View.
Save image as.
No, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to view it, but oh my gosh, this fucking thing. But of course, Google has to fuck with things. Hold on, let's see if it's here. Yeah, it's got to be here. Hold on.
Looking for OG Sonic.
Yeah,
appearance.
the posters or whatever. that
Like where you
shows,
can
like,
see
word.
just his legs
His fucking
sitting on the
thick ass. This guy doesn't fucking skip
San
leg
Francisco
day.
Bridge.
Fucking thighs.
There
There
you
they
go.
are. Look at that shit.
Oh yeah, he thighs my ass. He's got them jack calves,
those
and those
got
shoes look strange.
calves
too.
as thick as your neck. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So apparently
I can see veins and shit.
those original shoes.
In the shoes?
Those original shoes are based on a contract that Puma had with the.
I was gonna say that they're gonna try to sell those fucking shoes, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they did. And then even when they changed them later to make them look more like the original Sonic that was also a Puma design that was marketed.
Well, the ones that
based on
the
theirs.
ones that he ends up putting on look more.
They look better.
They look
better.
memory foam.
But again, those are
runner shoes.
That was also a pair of shoes that you could buy from Puma. I forgot
Puma.
the name of them. But yeah, they.
What's running?
Huh? Yes.
So, but the original movie was supposed to come out in 2019. Then, right?
Yeah.
So they had to
They
push
pushed it
that
back.
back because of the fucking design that they had
Yeah.
to fix up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
it took him that fucking long.
The voice of Sonic is Ben Schwartz, which is I like his character
He's
in
a funny
Parks and
guy.
Rec.
Yeah.
Who does he play in Parks and Rec? That fucking brother,
John Ralphio.
right?
Yeah, John
Yeah, right.
Ralphio.
Yeah.
You're the worst.
I am the worst.
Yeah, he's funny in there.
I think he also voices one of the little Duck Kids.
The new Ducks,
DuckTales.
from DuckTales.
I forget if he's Huey, Louie, or Gilbert.
So apart from doing an episode or two in DuckTales where they bring in Darkwing Duck, they're going to be doing a Darkwing Duck like reboot as well.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you bring up the side by side of the original design and the new one? Because that would make more of a impact.
Yeah, which lens works better for you, Ray? Is it number 1 or number 2? Let's try that again. Number 1 or number 2?
You really have to type all that?
So the way the Google Fool works, Ray, is you give it as much shit to work with, and like they will try to find exactly what you're looking for. But I'm just gonna say this: you had that
picture already with those other pictures of the movie.
No, it wasn't there.
Yeah, it was
a side by side from the old. I didn't see one, dude.
It was there.
Well, fuck off. It's there now. All right, look.
Sonic the Hedgehog, old design next to the new design, so Ray can see what it looks like.
This
That's a very specific Google search.
And boom, gives me exactly what I wanted, and it flips me off. Because it knows, it's for you.
Yeah, I like the more cartoony looking one better.
Well, like they made his eyes larger. Yeah, they gave him less fur fuzz to sort of match the design for the game. That is to say,
I don't need Sonic the Hedgehog looking like a real fucking hedgehog.
Yeah, that was the thing. They took away the pointy as fuck hedgehog
adorable,
nose.
Though. A little fucking hedgehog just going like super fast and
yeah. No. So it looks much better. He didn't look like a furry basically.
Ugh.
Yeah. He's less. Well, the thing is as well, like, and they gave him gloves. They changed his shoes.
Well, you're right. They didn't.
He doesn't have
the fur hands versus the gloves.
Fur hands and little
gloves,
boy fingers. Which was just very strange.
That would look weird. Side by side, you can see it now. Like it just looks.
There's quite a difference.
It does look.
It's very noticeable.
When characters like this, I'm more comfortable with like the more cartoonish, the big eyes, the cute eyes, the little soft face. Like this other dude looks fucking worn.
He's got like alien eyes. You can see like the lines on.
But he is an alien, so it works.
Yeah, kind of. That's fine.
But this it looks bad.
No, the more rounded eyes. I mean, I like those better.
Yeah. It's a
bit of a softer image for people to take in.
The original creators were more receptive to this one, and so was everyone else apparently that saw it. They were like, "Oh my god, thanks!" And I mean,
but I mean, like the fucking uproar is like still a little much. You know?
It is, which I was expecting, but then again, like objectively, I could also see like where they were coming from. Like, okay, this isn't the best fucking
No, I mean like it's fine if you want to critique something, that's totally fine. But I mean like to cause this much of an uproar for a fucking
He doesn't look like the original one. Change it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna make him like a fucking 2D pixelated character and they're like, is that better, you fucking bitches? And they're like,
yes, it is.
The movie still sucks. Whatever.
Right, you see all the little squares everywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, they made back their fucking money, as you can see there. Like,
I mean,
quite a bit. I didn't think it was a great movie. I enjoyed it, but I was kind of surprised by how well it did. I was thinking,
since you're bringing it up, we'll just say that the budget for this movie was like 85 to 90 million. Probably that extra money came from the fact that they had to fix some shit.
So supposedly they had said that like it cost 30 million or whatever the fuck to go and redo all this shit. But more than likely it was closer to 5, which is still like, that's still a lot.
Well, they had to eat and they had to pay insurance for people.
That fucking studio that worked on the.
Well, they got to pay Jim Carrey.
The studio that.
Well, technically he didn't have to.
No, they didn't have to do anything. There were no like physical reshoots. It was all CGI work.
Like 75 million of that is for Jim Carrey.
They would have had to dole on Jim Carrey because now the movie's delayed by a year because of the reshoots. Do
you remember? You remember at the end of the movie when the general gave James Marsden's character that fucking card for
$50 gift card to Olive Garden.
So that was actually for James Marsden. That's how they paid him. They gave him the $50. They gave him the $50 for that fucking endless pasta. Endless pasta.
We had a little roundabout and got
you'll take that and you'll like it.
You go, be sure to just get the salad and breadsticks combo. Like,
Yeah.
you'll maximize this gift card that way.
Watch
You
that.
can show up 3 times, you and a friend, and it's
So they did make back this their money.
Yeah.
They made $319.7 million.
Right.
Which, I mean,
No
is
shit.
pretty
That's just the
successful.
box office.
That's
That's
just
not
the box office, right?
It's not streaming or
Yeah.
movie sales.
Whenever some of
Physical
us
movie
watched it,
sales.
the purchase version on Plex,
Yeah.
who knows how much revenue that drove up for them.
Well, they made plenty off of streaming. I think it was available on Hulu at some point.
Did you watch it on Hulu, Daniel?
yeah, I checked it on Hulu. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, apparently there's enough that they're making a sequel. So, and I'll probably check that out too.
Yeah, why not?
which I'm excited for because I can't wait for people to go. Wait, Tails is a chick?
Wrong, but yes.
Because up until a few years ago, I was under the impression that Tails was a little dude, man.
I thought it was
He
a dude
is.
too.
He is.
Is he a dude?
Yes.
I thought
I
Tails
thought
was
you
a
were being
chick.
ironic. No, Tails is a little guy. His name is Miles Prower.
Miles Prower.
Yeah, I don't know why
That's not an alien name.
they're yeah, I know, right?
His name is Tails. It's not Miles Prower. That might have been the voice actor.
No, his name is Miles Prower. I don't know why they did that, but they
Dude,
call him
I thought
Tails.
Tails was a chick.
No,
Well, I thought Tails. No, whatever.
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
All right,
matter anymore. Anyways,
so
let's go into like
Well, that fox is less sexy
Let's
now.
go to like the synopsis of this movie. And again, it's pretty simple. There's not much to this movie. Anyone want to take that?
I'm taking a break. You bitches, go ahead.
Daniel, do you want to give it a try or?
Okay, so, all right.
Gotta go fast.
All right. No, so this movie does introduce a neat kind of sci-fi element to the Sonic story. Because apparently Sonic is from another world, but it's not clear whether it's on this plane or
Right, another
another
dimension.
plane of the multiverse.
Right.
But Roland, you got
You
this.
motherfucker. Okay. So this was something that was, I guess, just intrinsic to the movie is that like throughout the Sonic games, instead of golden coins, you get golden rings, and in the game, at the end of the stage, if you get enough rings, you see a giant ring that you jump through, and it'll send you to another, I guess not another stage. It's like another planet. If you don't jump into it, like you just beat the stage and go to the next area. But when you jump into this area,
I've never beat a stage in fucking Sonic, so I didn't know that it sent you
so
to. fucking
I'm thinking
another
this is where they
plane,
got this
which is
idea
cool.
for the movie, because you would jump through this giant fucking golden ring and it would send you to another planet, and you had like a bonus stage where you could go to get what was called the Chaos Emeralds, which is their form of like ultimate power. It's like their Infinity Stones. You get enough of these, and he turns into golden.
Doesn't Sonic become like a different Sonic form once he gets all those?
Yeah, he
Chaos
goes into
Emeralds or
Super
whatever?
Sonic. He
He's
turns
Steel
gold
Sonic or something like that.
He turns gold, and he goes fucking. He gets DBZ hair. It fucking like goes up and shit like Goku and fucking golden, and he flies. He doesn't run anymore. He fucking levitates off the ground fast as fuck. It's cool as shit. But I guess in the movie, their version of this is that just like if Sonic built up enough power or charge somehow, like he basically pull on the power of Thor or some shit and just like have lightning and all that kind of crap. So I assume that's supposed to be that sort of reference to that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not collecting any coins.
No,
he has a bag.
He has a bag of little coins, and these coins he throws them out and can sort of
jump.
He can jump to other planets. And
yeah,
planes.
because you have to like imagine the place that you want to travel to, and then the ring will summon that place, and you can just pop in.
Right.
So that's where I think that they were getting that, or took that liberty from the game, being able to jump through a giant ass ring that it ports you somewhere. It didn't just necessarily come from nowhere.
And I'm going to jump ahead, but I got some serious questions about this fucking movie because initially Sonic is there with his eagle mother lady.
Who is that person?
Look like an owl.
Mother lady.
Listen, nobody. I never recognized that
They
character.
literally
She's
just
not.
made this.
Yeah. So
So you could jump to
But
the
Sonic-
Earth realm.
Sonic
Mama
is
Owl's
a-
talking
is a
about
little
how,
baby
like,
on
Sonic,
some
you're
other-
special.
So he's like an
No,
orphan, right?
he's not. Yeah, he's yeah. And that I don't think it's ever explained in any of the other comics or games or any of that shit. Like as far as where Sonic came from, he's just there, and he's just got buddies. So but yeah, in this in the movie, he's a baby. He's got super speed, and they're like, oh yeah, he's got this.
But it's like a commodity. So he's got a special gift that, as long as people know about it, they're going to go after it.
Right? They tell him
and
that
try
he's supposed to
harvest
hide it.
or whatever the fuck.
I don't know where that shit came from. It really doesn't make any
my
sense.
question, so my question with that is, okay, at the end of the fucking movie, and you get the little like spoiler for the next shit going on, you have Tails show up,
Right?
And Tails like, oh, I think he's here, and then zips off all fast. Well, it's like, well, you got that little fucking fox. Like, why not harvest him instead of looking for Sonic? You know, bad people.
Fuck if I know, man. Like, this shit's not explained.
Like,
there are
Sonic's not a fucking unicorn then, because that's the way they made.
There are other
build it.
characters
It's like,
within the Sonic universe, yes, that are fast as fuck as well. Like in most of the games, you play as Knuckles the Echidna. He's also super fast in the games, but he's not in the cartoons and the anime. It doesn't always translate over. It's the same with Tails. He doesn't run he runs quickly in the games, but in the rest of the media, he flies fast with his fucking tails. In the games, he just sort of hovers or whatever. There's another game called Knuckles Chaotix, which was for the 32X, and I had that one where Sonic is not even in that one. You play as either Knuckles, you play as like a bee, a crocodile, and a chameleon, and they're all fucking super fast, So I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe in the next one they'll introduce more characters and why they're trying to come after them for that kind of shit. It's not explained in the fucking movie. He has a great power. He's fast and he's supposed to hide it. But of course, Sonic being Sonic is just like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want. And they catch him. They a bunch of like ninja animals come after him with bows and arrows. And they shoot his lovable his lovable owl lady
owl.
protector, and
you were just talking about the band Wolf Mother.
yeah, there you go. So,
the name is Longclaw.
right,
the owl.
long claw, and
Well, she's the keeper of these particular rings that she gives to Sonic as he's passing through the portals.
and those rings create the portals that she just shoots his ass out to Earth.
It's basically Plan B, C, D, whatever.
Right.
Whenever shit gets real, because she tells him to keep running, which is not very
I was about to
hopeful.
say, if there's Plan B, Sonic wouldn't be there, but
the fact that she tells him always keep running, I'm just like, it's kind of like a terrible message to give to him,
yeah, be a coward.
Trust no one, which didn't happen at all because like he, like when he gets older, like he's exactly like how he is as a child. He's fucking trusting and friendly as fuck, and like just
and that's where the power of friendship
does
comes
not.
in.
Like he's settled into a little fucking like mountain town or whatever called Green Hills.
Green Hills, Montana, which after the whole owl incident, it takes place 10 years later because he has a secret life in Green Hills.
Right.
And he longs to make friends.
The blue devil.
He's alone. He's sad.
He becomes a.
He wants to be like all the people that live in Green Hills.
An urban
He
legend.
becomes an urban legend / cryptid. He's the blue devil.
The blue devil by some crazy man.
I like that scene where like there's only one guy that knows he actually exists, and he just fucks with him. The guy like surrounds himself with bear traps, and like those fucking what are those like those like those fucking like the draw rope trap or whatever. You step in the loop and it fucking pulls you up. And Sonic sets off all the traps around him, and as the guy's trying to chase after him, he gets caught in his own trap. And what does he yell at him? He's like, "I know you're out there," and Sonic just like yells back, "No, I'm not."
I'm not.
Like it was like again, this movie was smartly
Which,
and
10 for 10, best response from a cryptid.
Yeah,
ever
exactly.
to anybody is
shenanigans or some shit. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and he's been like hanging around these two characters who he calls the DonutLord, which is
right.
He's a sheriff,
James
right?
Marsden's character.
Yeah,
he's the
a
sheriff.
and his
Pretzel
wife,
lady.
who he calls the Pretzel Lady.
Pretzel lady, because
She's doing yoga.
She does yoga, and he tries to like imitate her, and he's like, "Ow, ow, ow!" You know, like he can't. He
makes a comment that I think that she's born without bones or something.
Yes,
she can
yes.
contort in
Yeah,
various
she's
ways.
like, I think I call her Pretzel Lady because I think she's born without bones. And
Right.
like it just shows him trying to do a yoga pose, and he's just like, "This is uncomfortable."
Right. So, like, just a side story of that, the DonutLord is trying to get a job in San Francisco, a bigger city. So he's planning on moving away.
Right.
His wife is a veterinarian, and she's going to move with him. So that's kind of like the side story of what's going on.
He wants to be a
movie.
hero. He wants to be there
Yeah,
to help people when they need
Yeah,
help.
he has a boring job. Like,
like-
nothing goes on in this town other than
like,
some crazy person thinking he sees like
boring,
the Blue Devil.
peaceful, and you're paid. Like you've got a big ass house. Like get fucked. Why? No, I need to save others.
Yeah, you're a cop and people go, "Hey, Jim," instead of like fucking throwing shit at you and going, "Fuck you, pig."
So
like
he's
that sounds
trying
amazing.
to spit at you. You're like, you don't end up on like some fucking candid
One of
video
the
on YouTube or
jokes
some
I
shit.
found pretty funny was the deputy whenever he says, "Hey, like you got to get over here quick. Like there's been like a gang shooting or something like that."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm kidding."
He's like, I'm there.
No,
He spins the wheels for like 5 feet or
And he goes,
something.
"I'm kidding. The duck stole a pretzel, but you seriously got to get over here."
Yeah, but they still
Or a
need
bagel
you.
or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
they still need you over here. And he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been like messing with him when he's doing his little speed traps, kind of running back and
Right,
forth, kind of
so-
running around the car.
Yeah.
Of course, he doesn't know that he exists, so he's just kind of like messing with him, like he does the
He's
crazy dude.
Sonic is basically trying to like top his speed and be like, oh, I hit 297. Fuck, let me do it again. Phew! And then he hits 300, and you just see him there, you know, looking at the radar gun as what's the name of the damn character though? As Tom.
Cyclops.
What's his last name?
Cyclops.
Tom Cyclops.
It's like Wachowski or
Yeah,
They just call him
Wachowski.
Wachowski,
Wachowski.
which is not even a. They just call him Tom. I mean,
Yeah, but
not much,
well, like Jim Carrey's character calls it Mr. Wachowski.
yeah.
But
I think that's isn't that like one of the only times his last name is referenced?
Yeah, because he always tells everyone, just call me Tom.
Right.
And then Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik is like, okay, Thomas. You know, he's a fucking huge troll the whole movie. He's just like this hilarious fucking like.
And he doesn't come off smart at all.
No,
They're
he's just
little,
snarky as shit.
Factoids that
He's just
Roland
snarky
finds
as
off
shit.
Wikipedia to. You know.
I mean, like when you see him actually fucking using his tech, like that's cool. You know, fiddling around with his fucking hands and like.
No, he's just in there going like.
Yeah, exactly.
He
He's got a lot
reminds
of
me of
cool
the character from
Grandma's
Grandma's
Boy. Yes, I was gonna say
around
like
me.
if the character from Grandma's Boy had actually gone to school instead of being, you know, the video game a prodigy.
Yeah, he was doing that whole robot shit too.
Yeah, he did all of that shit.
Without all the awkwardness, just dickishness.
I one of the funniest scenes in this movie that I liked with Robotnik's character is when he's in his trailer analyzing Sonic's sample. Like he puts on that music, and like he has like a VR headset or setup behind him where he's like he starts pretending he's skiing and shit. And then
the
like
T-Rex.
the T-Rex
The
chasing him, and he's just
dinosaur
fucking dancing and shit. And then his aide comes up right behind him, and he just like, ah! He screams like, "What do you want?" Oh, I thought you'd like, you know, this whatever the fuck macchiato.
It was a latte.
This latte with
some sort of special
milk from
milk or
Austria.
whatever.
And he's like,
Are you stupid?
"Are you stupid? Of course
I want a latte.
I want a latte. I love the way you make them." Like he's just fucking angry and shit. Even when
Doesn't he say like ostrich milk?
I don't know if it was ostrich
I thought
milk
you
or
said,
something.
like-
I thought it was
fucking
like he said
animal
milk
was, but
from
it was
Austria.
not
I
a
don't know.
standard fucking animal you get fucking
Some
milk
shit.
from.
And
Yeah, it was just really
it
weird.
might have been
It was fucking
Cambodian
hilarious.
breast milk and been the same effect.
But he was
like,
yeah, but
Yeah, but like, so the reason Dr. Robotnik comes into the picture is because
he is a government scientist.
Yeah, Sonic is he's running around the bases at a game which he watched, and
oh yeah, so Sonic gets
he
sad
gets really low.
because he realizes
Sonic's-
after
yeah,
playing a
he's
baseball game with
depressed.
himself.
Yeah, he's
that
super depressed because
he
he's lonely. He's got nobody to talk to. He fucking somehow gets to it because the guy has got like the worst attention deficit ever of anyone. So he's constantly talking to himself and like pretending he's talking to other people as well.
Because he's moving into those positions.
Right.
He's so fast,
he literally moves fast enough that it looks like he's in two places at once having a conversation with himself. He plays games with himself.
He could have a one-act play like a motherfucker. One actor, one-act play. Just
right. Yeah. He'd be the ultimate one. He'd be an entire fucking ensemble for himself. So he plays ping pong by him, with himself. But in this particular case, like you said, he goes to a baseball field and plays an entire game, by himself. He's like the pitcher. He's like right field. He's the batter. He's the catcher. He's also the coach, and like he does all that shit.
Umpire too.
That's right. He was the umpire, I think.
Yeah.
And when he hits the home run and makes it, he tries to give himself a high five, and then it's like, oh, reality.
Yeah, he can't give himself.
Yeah, it's the one of the few things you can't do.
That just tells me Sonic needs to get faster.
You could try, but so. He gets caught in the moment and then just, gets brought back down. And then he starts just, I guess.
He's running the bases. Basically.
Yeah, he starts running the bases.
Running out of rage,
he's trying to,
he's
just trying to burn calories. He's like, I'm just going to exercise. I'm just going to get ripped. This is all I need. And apparently fucking creates an EMP and fries all the electrical systems in the town.
I'm not sure how far in.
I think he said it was
pretty. It was pretty widespread.
They said it was the entire,
the whole Pacific Northwest coast or something like that.
Yeah. And so the military gets wind of it, and they're just like, "What the fuck is this? Is it the enemy? Are we being invaded or some shit?"
So it kind of reminded me of the old Batman episodes. They're like, "There's only one man who can solve this riddle or whatever," and they get fucking Robotnik.
Yeah, what do they call him? They're like
the Riddler.
They call him a psychopathic tire fire, which I was like, "Hey, that's funny." But yeah, one of the generals was the guy from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, he plays Silas.
Yeah, that's right. Silas.
That's funny is that the way they are going to bring him into
Neil McDonough.
They bring him
plays
into the
Major
movie.
Bennington.
It's kind of like a cliche way of doing it because they're all talking that something needs to get done, and they're like, I know this one guy, and you're like, you're not talking about that guy.
Batman.
You're like a scientist.
Again, except it's not.
Yeah, instead they bring the ultimate robot weeb or whatever. At one point, Jim Carrey does say he utters some bullshit in Japanese when he gets shocked by the Sonic's quill. He's like, he says the Japanese equivalent for interesting, like it has to have subtitles, and I forget what it says, omoshire or something like that. And I heard him say that the first time. I was like, oh, you fucking dork. God damn it. Of course you would. And then they make fun of him for it later on as well, where he when he shows up in San Francisco and are
you saying dork as Jim Carrey or dork as Dr. Robotnik?
Robotnik's character. Jim Carrey's dorkitude is never in question. Like, it's accepted and appreciated because the way he hams up this whole thing is it's fucking perfect. I thought it was, again, I wanted to see this just to see how he reacts because I thought it was such a perfect fucking casting. But later on, they make fun of his weeb credentials when he shows up at the top of that building in San Francisco, and Tom and Rachel are like, so what's with the outfit, dude? Like, are you going to Comic-Con? And he's like, no,
what are you wearing?
This regulates my temperature.
It's a flight suit.
Yeah, it's a flight suit. He fucking pouts and he's like, the time for talking is over. The time for pushing buttons is now. He fucking does the dumb shit.
Which is great because if he was so fucking smart, then he would realize that he wouldn't need a fucking flight suit inside his totally enclosed fucking.
Yeah, he's got a fucking AC and shit. Like, why does he need to just regulate the temperature and that shit? What the fuck are you doing?
Why wouldn't a nerd want that anyways?
Yeah, no, absolutely. He'd need both. You know what? You got to double down.
Just think about it. Look at the tech that he has already, and the overkill it is.
Yeah.
And let's talking about overkill. Talk about the fucking chasing.
I think it would be more effective if he was in a wife beater, fucking basketball shorts and sandals.
The chase scene was overkill as fuck and hilarious.
That's all Fast and the Furious right there, though.
Yeah. So he sends the tank after them. They take out the tank, and then a smaller car comes out of that tank, and then a monocycle comes out of the fucking car, and then drone with a fucking. It turns out to be the most fucked one because it's got a laser on there, and it has a fucking
saws off half of a car.
It's a bomb.
And it's like okay, this must have been a reject from the auto body division of Robotnik Tech because this is trying to fucking, like chop a car, not like destroy it.
Think about it. That if it's from the it's from the producers of the Fast and the Furious. You don't think those motherfuckers are trying to get that exact scene in one of those movies? And they're like, they probably like, oh, that's too much. Let's fucking use it for the Sonic movie, right?
This is their leftover footage unused that they had for this shit. All right, yeah, sure, that works. There has to be a chase scene, of course,
obviously. But I mean, like those two. I mean, there's the car chase scene, and then there's like the chase scene when they're flying through the city and shit. Like
that. And then Sonic is porting all over the place. He ends up in France, in front of the Eiffel Tower, and you see the cheeseball mime, Sacre Bleu. And then what does Jim Carrey say? He says, oh shit! He says something in French.
I think it's like "Pardonnez-moi."
Yeah. He's just being a fucking smartass, like
"Pardonnez-moi."
Yeah, and then they go into the Great Wall of China, and then the pyramids of Giza, and like even there, he's like,
okay, so the Great Wall scene, fucking Sonic's like, time to open up, and he doesn't go any faster. Like,
the thing is, like he goes faster for himself, but the thing is that again, like Robotnik's able to keep up because he's using his own power against him. Like he's doing his little thing.
Well, I understand that, but
I mean, yeah, obviously it didn't fucking work.
You didn't see any like noticeable burst in speed from Sonic. You're like, okay, now I can unlock because it's
and it doesn't matter. No. Like it doesn't matter because Robotnik's still fucking keeping up with him. And then they go to Egypt. And Robotnik's like, hey, you can't go over there. That's one of the 7 wonders. Boom! He fucking blows it up.
Fucking Sphinx on his way. Fuck him, man. Like,
it's so funny. He's like, oh, he doesn't give a shit. I love that.
Yeah, that was a good little joke there.
Yeah. So the way the story goes is again like after Sonic fucking blows the entire town's power out. He goes to hide, and they bring in Robotnik to come and find him, track him down. And that's when Sonic realizes, oh, I fucked myself. Like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And so he starts getting all this shit together.
And for some reason, why is the Mushroom City Mushroom Kingdom,
so he makes a joke.
I think that is like the only place.
So he has a little map, and it's got like a lot of different places. And I assume that he's visited them, and he's got them all crossed out. He's like, okay, can't go here, can't go here.
Long Claw. I think that was like her.
So there were a few, dude. There were a few X'd out parts, but I want to say the main reason that he fucking did this, and I was telling Ray before we started, is because this just goes back to the Mario versus Sonic joke. He's like, oh, I'm going to this mushroom world. I hate mushrooms. They stink. They're gross. Oh my God. I'm almost absolutely certain that's a reference to Mario.
I can see
because
that.
Mario is the Mushroom fucking
I don't know
kingdom.
How much I'm gonna
that's
run with that, but
like there's no reason, there's no possible reason why they would throw this shit in there because there's no mushroom world.
But do you think that's like reaching in some way?
No, I don't.
You think that was intentional though? Like
absolutely. Because
but I mean, there is a Mushroom Kingdom in Mario.
Yes. It is the whole thing is based within the Mushroom Kingdom.
A barb at.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm totally in agreement with Roland on this point.
Like it's too obvious, way too obvious. It's
he mentioned it before, but I mean, like I said, I don't know too much about any of these worlds or games. So
every time he goes back to it, though, when he talks about it,
oh well, sure, but I wasn't on this like boat until like 2 minutes ago when Roland laid out this argument initially, and I was like, oh, that does make a ton of sense.
It was too much of a coincidence and too funny to like not be intentional. It's just like, oh, I hate these. They're gross. Why? I guess I have to go there. It's safe, as well. Like he goes to, Mario's world is safe, kinds of things.
Yeah, it's the safe choice, not the fun choice.
Right. So
that Sonic games could be.
What I'm not sure I understand is why. So he gets all his shit together, and I think that's when he realizes he's being chased. Or like tracked by Robotnik's.
Well, he sees them already, like the military,
the Eggbots, flying in, the drones, and then he runs to DonutLord's place and tries to sneak in there and gets fucking tranked by Tom,
Mm-hmm.
who was actually trying to go after some fucking raccoons, which is hilarious because his wife is a veterinarian and she's got this fucking ridiculously monster.
She said don't use that.
Yeah,
That's for bears.
Yeah, he's like, oh, perfect. What does he say? Like, I'll scare them.
It's just to scare them. That basically is
I was using to scare them.
To death or something like that. And she's like, what? Love you, honey, bye. You know, and he goes into I think it's the garage because Sonic breaks into there and like he's about to crack open one of the rings and they both see each other and scream and Tom just shoots his ass.
In which case he accidentally opens up one of the rings because he sees the shirt on.
He sees Tom's shirt that sees San Francisco.
So that's the picture it's in his mind. So when the ring drops, instead of Mushroom World,
he thinks of San Francisco and that fucking tower.
In which he drops his bag of rings in there.
Right, they fall in there and he passes the fuck out.
And
then he wakes up in the next scene in like a rabbit cage or a dog cage.
That
he just opens up himself, which
is
because
he's got fucking. I love that part. Like Tom puts him in there and like closes the door, and I'm like, "What did you think?" He turns his back and he's like, "What do I do? What do I do?" Like trying to figure shit out. And like he turns around and he's gonna take a picture of it. And Sonic just gets up and just like flicks open the door. I was like, "Dude, he's got hands. Like, how did you not see this?"
Yeah, but at that point, I mean, how do you know what those hands are capable of? Like, what?
He's got thumbs. Nah, those are probably for
display.
They're vestigial. Like he runs.
You don't know what kind of motor skills a fucking hedgehog has.
I mean, this one I would assume fucking is wearing gloves and shit, and has fucking Pumas on or whatever.
He's got some raggedy
ass. Yeah, excuse me, Etnies.
At this
whatever.
point, yeah.
Let's just say some shit he got from Shoe Carnival or whatever the fuck.
So basically, this puts Tom in a particular situation because Dr. Robotnik
is
following the signal,
right?
I guess.
Yeah. So they're able to track him, and figure out that like this isn't Bigfoot, this isn't even human. You know, like I was able to extrapolate from the shape of this foot. You know, his height, weight, and the curvature of his spine. I'm just like, okay, bitch. Jesus
you know
Christ.
what I didn't realize until like, of course, later on in the movie is that like whenever he sees the footprint. And you see the shoe outline, you can also see the foot.
Right, so he scans it.
But he's got fucking holes in the bottom of his shoe. That's why he's imprinting his foot.
See his toesies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is kind of sad, actually.
Well, I mean, it makes sense too. Like,
yeah, but his ragged ass shoes.
His home is full of like secondhand. I just have
to wonder where Sonic got his shoes over time though, because he was a little hedgehog and then became a bigger hedgehog.
So like in the same way he gets all the rest of his shit, you know, he has nunchucks. He's got fucking all these Flash comics. You know, like he's got a busted ass dryer that he uses like to run on like a hamster wheel. You know, he just gets everything. It's all junk. It's got some fucking
trash.
So he's a thief.
Yeah.
Yeah, he steals shit.
Yeah, dude, no. Well, more specifically, he'd probably prefer to be referred to as a dumpster diver. You know,
a freegan.
Yes, there we go. Yes. Right. So after he wakes up, he's like, you know, help me, Tom. You're my only hope. And that's when Tom is like, oh shit, someone needs help. I must be a hero now. And you know, he does his thing, and that's when Robotnik shows up and is like, "Hey, bitch, utility company here to check your power," and you know they do the whole back and forth.
Wait a minute, you can't be
back
who
and
you
forth
say
on
you
the
are.
verge of flirting with each other, kind of shit, and then they Jim Carrey breaks into the house and finds Sonic, freaks out. And then gets fucking decked by Tom, and they run away, and that's when we have this fucking ridiculous
the chase
scene,
right?
And a few other fun little romps. Sonic tells is able to convince Tom to help him out because it's essentially Tom's fault, and Tom was like, I guess it kind of is, and then Sonic is like, no, it's absolutely all your fault. You shot me. Yeah. And I dropped my shit, and now, how the fuck am I supposed to get out of here? Like, I'm dead unless you help me. I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
Gotta go to Mushroom World.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in between all that, they visit a bar
Right. Which was a
which
pretty
is
cool
another-
scene.
It's pretty great.
Another cliche scene, but hey, it's still fun.
Yeah.
You don't have other bar scenes with a hedgehog in it.
He starts a fight with a bunch of fucking like
bar fight, another cliche thing.
yeah.
All I gotta say is that the only like one like truly legit thing is that bikers at a bar do look at you a little strange.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
their
for sure.
fucking bar, like that's their digs or whatever. Like they nest into one
They can
fucking
smell
bar.
a non-biker from a mile away,
And in
or
this
even
case,
a weekend warrior.
They walk up to
biker.
these guys and they're like, "We hate your kind here," and you know, you're expecting the stereotypical like, "What do you mean? Like, what kind? What hipsters?" Like, "Oh, no, we're just leaving." "No, you're not." And then you know,
What does Sonic say whenever he says your kind? He's like hipsters. He says something.
he was like, "Oh, what do you mean by arc?" Like he's like they're
No.
expecting
But
some
when he says like hipsters, he's just like he replies with something that I thought was pretty funny, but I don't remember what he said. Though.
I don't recall. Like, I just know that Tom was like, "Okay, no, we're just leaving," and then he's like, "No, I got this," and he belts out a line from Speed or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what he was. There's a part when he's like watching the movie with Tom and
Right.
Rachel.
Yeah,
at the window.
he's peering out of from outside of the house through the window like a creep as Tom and Rachel watch Speed. And he's like, "I love Keanu. He's a national treasure." And like he makes the reference, that exact reference, and then tries to hit the biker with a bottle, and like it just kind of dinks off his forehead.
Yeah, he's like, I thought it was supposed to break.
Supposed to break. Bing,
Yeah.
bing, 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 bing. You know, and then the biker throws a punch, and of course Sonic gets out of the way, and fucking Tom gets glassed on the chin. And then that's when you know, like he gets knocked into another person, and that person gets knocked into another person, and the bar fight ensues. The cool part, and like I actually did like the CG for this movie. I thought they did a really good job. It looked pretty awesome. There wasn't anything that looked particularly janky or fucking, you know, out of place necessarily. This particular scene was great because that same biker at one point turns around and tries to charge Sonic, and you know he does this whole yawning thing at the last second, and
that's
fucking
all like the Flash.
right, yeah. So
The slow
time
time.
stops for him, and he just fucking runs around and starts fucking with everybody. I mean, like he sprays people with, you know, ketchup and mustard, sticks firecrackers.
Well, it's like in that one fucking X movie where fucking.
Oh, you're talking about Quicksilver?
Like Days of Future Past
Yeah.
or one of those.
Yeah, with Quicksilver, where whenever he fucking runs around and
fixes the situation.
yeah, he's fast as hell, and I love that scene. I thought it was great too. It's one of my favorite things. Wasn't it like a Michael Jackson song playing or some shit when because like he moonwalks, I think, at one point into the scene. I'm talking about X-Men, not Sonic. But anyways, like, yeah, so this is a replay of that scene within this movie. And so he runs around, he wraps people in fucking toilet paper from head to toe. He that biker that's charging on him, he puts a taxidermied bear head
on him,
over him, and then, you know, gets a little
wedgies.
he gets a little napkin and, you know, does the bullfighter ole at the end, and the guy fucking like hurls himself out the window or whatever. But yeah, he does all this other dumb shit. He gives guys wedgies, you know, covers people in fucking ketchup and mustard. He
puts Tom at the bar with
right,
a beer
yeah.
in his hand.
He
which I thought
pushes
was a
Tom.
nice
That was
kindness.
cool. Yeah, he pushes Tom to the bar, just puts a beer in his hand. And when he's done, like, everybody in the bar just falls flat. Like, they're all knocked the hell out, you know, done. And Tom is just sitting there with the beer like, huh? Ah, you know? And, like, he was going to be angry at first. And at that point, like, they both leave. And they're like, yeah, high five. That was fun. You know, like, he's enjoying himself, even though he's supposed to be a cop and be like, no, bad. We're not, you know, we're breaking the rules.
We need to go to time jail.
No, which just kind of goes to show, I think, like how bored Tom's character is with life, that he really like just any of this kind of ridiculous bullshit, like he's actually all for it. That fucking chase scene, I mean, like when he goes back to find Rachel, he ties up, or rather, they tie up Rachel's sister, who's bitch ass crazy, and like just man, total bitch the whole time. Like he calls her. What does he do? He calls her, and he's like, "Oh, like has so and so already told you to leave me yet?" She's like, "Yeah," like. And
then she can like spell it out.
Yeah, she's like
D-I-V-O-R-C.
Yeah, like because the daughter's there, her daughter's there. Not Rachel's. They don't have a kid. The sister has her own kid.
She's divorced. That's why she's like bitter.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh man, this is total like fucking like lonely, angry bitch mode syndrome or whatever that this chick is trying to project onto her fucking sister. Leave him. He doesn't deserve you. All this bullshit. I'm just like, wow, man. Do you have nothing else to talk about? Like just you being shitty the whole time because somebody's getting laid and you're not? Like what the fuck?
Buys the Cyclops.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're fucking happy, whatever. But yeah,
I would be.
So like they go back and the sister sees Sonic and then passes the hell out, which is really funny because like she says, what's the name of her daughter? Like
Maddie, I think. Maddie
or Mimi or something like that. But like the sister sees Sonic and she's like, Maddie, catch me. And she just passes out. And you just dunk. Like it was like, no, are you fucking kidding me? Like this little fucking 10-year-old girl is gonna fucking catch your fat ass. Are you joking? Like you're gonna hurt her. You're gonna snap her neck. Get the fuck out of here. Take it like a real fucking champ. You hoe. It's what you deserve. And yeah, they tie her ass up.
Jesus Christ.
No, relax. I hated her character.
Yeah,
I was
there's
like,
a lot of venom in that.
And there should be. There should be. Her character, like, I have nothing against the actress. She did a good job. She played an absolute bitch because holy fuck. I'm just like imagining like her role in this is to basically try to poison their relationship. And I was just like, that's so shitty. And the little girl is just running around, la, 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 like not a care in the world, not even paying attention while these horrible fucking things.
She's a kid. Of course.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, like imagine what that kid's going to be like when she grows up and thinks back, to like her mom trying to like fuck with her aunt's relationship. Well,
that's what Sonic Part 2 is gonna be.
Yeah, right.
No, she's just gonna remember the alien. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, at this point, yeah,
like her life, just like
So like
I gave an alien shoes.
The daughter loves Sonic, and that's where Sonic.
Remember when my mother was being a fucking bitch?
I met that alien, and I gave him my Pumas.
I don't think
my fucking Puma
that.
shoes, or whatever.
I think she'd have a great image of her mother, like maybe stern,
when
not.
When Sonic comes to,
not a raging bitch.
They give. That's when he gets his fucking red shoes and all that bullshit.
Even into like her 40s.
So she's gonna be scarred for the next 30 years. I mean, So like I said,
that's not what I'm suggesting.
Fuck that chick.
I'm saying the happy moment was Sonic for her.
Excuse me.
And that's all she's gonna remember.
Yeah, good. Because that mom sucks. She's doing a shit job, mom. Way to fail.
You don't know that, man. Maybe she got a college fund going for that little girl. You don't know.
That ain't gonna make up for it.
She's living in a big house in fucking San Francisco. She might get some money. Like
They're not in San Francisco, aren't they? I thought they were in Green Hills.
They are in San Francisco.
Oh, they are. Yeah. Okay, I forgot that. I missed that part.
I mean,
which inexplicably, fucking,
where they need
Cyclops' wife is down in San Fran.
Well, because at this point, like the news is
because she's looking for places. Remember, because he got the job. She's looking for places in San Francisco, and she mentions that at some point.
I thought the whole thing was like she was gonna like head down after he found some place. Like,
sure.
Because she had mentioned that I think her and her sister were gonna go looking for some places or some shit.
That's
like that.
what.
Okay.
So the character, the little girl's name is Melody. Once. Her mom calls her JoJo. That's what I was getting lost there. Like I was saying earlier, she's the one that gives Sonic his iconic shoes.
Maddie is the Tiga Sumter.
Yeah. That's the sister, Rachel's sister, Maddie.
Right.
Yeah. Then JoJo's the little girl.
Right. Sonic wakes up, at this point.
You're still confused.
They give him his badass shoes.
Wait. Have this whole time we've been calling, isn't Maddie Tom's wife, and when Natasha is Rachel
is she?
We've been calling her the wrong fucking character this whole fucking time.
Whatever. Hold on.
Jesus Christ. That sounds about right.
True MoQuest
form.
Oh
yeah, that's her. We didn't
serious fuck ups.
Whoops. You know what? Subplot. That's what it was. Maddie Rachel was trying to break Maddie and Tom up so that she could move in on that shit. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
She wanted a piece of that ass.
Well,
and,
I mean,
Maddie was in the way.
He's an attractive man. I mean, so,
yeah. You know what? Man,
Chiseled.
She's even more selfish.
Chiseled,
She's even more selfish and sinister than I thought. But I'll give her some props for that. Almost worked, bitch. Yeah. So, anyways, they do their thing, and then they go to San Francisco. They find that tower where the rings dropped, and I mean, yeah.
This is more chase scene.
That's the chase scene. And a cool little moment where Tom and Maddie. No, what? Ew. What's wrong with you? Tom and Maddie get thrown off the building.
Yeah, because Sonic pushes them off.
Yeah,
that's the power of friendship.
Robotnik shoots a bunch of missiles at him, and he's like, haha. And Sonic's like, I have an idea. Just pushes him off.
When he says that, like, he's like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I mean, I expected to see something that I might not have expected to see coming. So that's fine.
Oh, yeah. He was like, but I was expecting that I wouldn't expect something.
Exactly.
So that counts.
So it doesn't count. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And then Sonic fucking runs down the skyscraper and, drops a ring in front of them and ports them all the way the fuck back to Green Hills.
Into a barn full of hay.
Right. Yeah. Because, they're falling vertically, and they fall through that fucking portal, and they're still moving, but with that velocity, but they're moving in a horizontal direction by that point, so they still need.
So they just get all cut up by fucking shards of hard ass grass.
They get absolutely sliced up by the fucking straw.
But those things don't play.
Yeah, they get absolutely sliced up by that fucking straw, and
like they'd probably die.
Yeah, they bled out. Like
so
one of them cut the carotid artery, and the femoral artery just for good measure, and they just bled out within minutes. Yeah.
They'd have been fucking pin cushions, dude. Right. Because they're falling at gravity's rate, and they're supposed to fall into fucking desiccated hard-ass grass.
Terminal velocity. Probably. I mean, have you ever seen that pictures of a fucking a single blade of straw being hurled through a goddamn telephone pole because it was caught in a tornado?
Because it sticks through it?
Yeah, no, because it has so much velocity that it has all the force in there as well. And it just fucking goes right through, a chunk of goddamn.
That's gravity, baby.
Yeah.
And think about all those
now just
fucking
do that,
sticks
just
of
do that
straw
with people.
hanging out.
Just do that with people.
Their bodies just going. Boop,
yep.
Like
Swiss cheese.
They would have not been happy if not dead.
But this is a kid's movie, so they're not going to do that.
Oh.
Damn it. I mean, that would have been the end of it, right?
I mean, other than the general violence and explosions and stuff like that, I mean, that's just kid movie stuff.
I mean, but they don't really even sound like bullets. It sounds kind of like a nail gun. It's like pew, 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 pew. And then the cartoon
after
missiles.
Sonic, the first movie that popped up was the Addams Family CGI version from 2019.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of explosions in that fucking movie.
Yeah. So
you get Poe Dameron,
what is
Oscar
the
Isaac
thing that
Gomez
gives? There's a scene towards the end where Sonic gets injured and he's like, looks like he's out of it, and Dr. Robotnik is gonna win.
Sure.
All right. What?
The power of friendship saves his ass, man.
The day. Daniel, can you tell us what saves the day?
Oh, it's the power of friendship. Because literally Sonic is out, like stone cold on the fucking street. Robotnik's about to take his fucking final shot. And up comes Cyclops going, "No, that's my friend.
That's my bro." And then the rest of the town is like,
fucking Sonic's little like subconscious heard, "That's my friend." He like gets up in Super Saiyan mode and fucks up Robotnik. Yeah. So the power of friendship saves this goddamn movie.
Yeah. They knock his ass into Mushroomlandia or whatever, and
yeah, they do.
He gets. I actually really like that scene because it was just really funny to see, like, in slow motion as Jim Carrey's ship gets shattered to shit, and you just see him there, and then like he just screams, and he flies back through the fucking portal. He was really fucking stupid. That's some decent CGI too. That sort of thing though isn't ever explained why Sonic is able to build up all this bullshit calling down the fucking thunder.
It's called plot.
What? I didn't hear you, man.
Plot.
Oh, right.
Plot, yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, he calls down the power of plot. Excuse me. I didn't. I sit corrected.
Yes, and friendship is
I
the solution.
usually do when
this
I'm in the
whole-
room, but
resolves
Right.
all.
Yes, because he needs to protect his bestie, or whatever.
And that happens in the real world, guys. Like friendship really does resolve a lot of problems.
Yeah. If that were the case, I'd have been so fucked. If I had to, if our friendship was supposed to save me
Friendship.
and like problems,
We're acquaintances.
exactly.
It did. You haven't killed
Jesus
yourself.
Christ.
We're currently saving
Our,
you because you're
if
not.
our
like-
association was meant to like actually be relied upon in any way, shape, or form, I mean, just
That's fucking hurtful. That's hurtful, Roland.
good. God damn it. So yeah, that's pretty much the movie. It ends with them with Sonic moving in and
That was heartfelt.
and
I almost shed a tear.
and
He was
Tom
that
and
big guy, you know?
Tom and Maddie basically having no private time whatsoever ever again at that point.
Yeah, well, they've been married for a while now. Like, I doubt they were gonna like be fucking anyways.
Right, yeah. You know what? No, they don't fuck. This is not that kind of movie, Ray. It doesn't exist. There are no penises and vaginas.
Well,
It's
I
just-
mean, it was
it's all
just-
smooth.
Let's
under
just
there,
imagine
just
the
like
behind the scenes or like a cut scene where Maddie and fucking Tom are gonna start fucking, and then fucking Sonic is like banging on the door.
yeah.
Hey guys,
right.
like, what are y'all doing? Like, are y'all trying to create some kind of like speed force or some shit? I think.
Right. No, he's just watching through the window, or he's under
Yeah,
the.
he's watching through
He
the
crawls.
window.
He crawls out from under the bed. Hey guys, what are we watching tonight? You know, and
I think
like
this
just
is-
as Tom busts a fat nut.
No, I think this is where we catch Sonic in the window jerking off himself.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Probably,
know.
yeah.
Maybe.
Starting fucking fires from all the
They
sparks coming
they
off
do
his
make
fucking-
a they do make a. I mean, maybe it's possible. They make a butt joke at one point where they're talking about getting probed, and Sonic is like, "Dude, what? Like, you're worried about being probed? I'm not even wearing pants." You know, like, haha.
Yeah.
Butt jokes.
I'm pretty sure there's a Sonic porn out there, which also reminds me that
Oh.
we never did our.
Probably it's all. There's probably some Rule 34 shit.
Video game
absolutely.
porn movies.
Oh, we're about to do it now. We're doing it now.
Oh gosh.
Does it porn parody?
And it's probably the original Sonic 2, not the remade one. So it's
Oh
even
my
more
God.
fucking horrible.
Ooh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
God damn it. Just
shit.
look for
All
some.
right.
Oh yeah, he's found
Oh,
it.
this is amazing.
What you've stumbled onto a treasure trove of furry fuckage, I assume.
Oh, it's starring April O'Neil. That chick from the fucking Teenage
The porn girl.
Turtles fucking
Ninja
video.
Turtles.
Yeah, the porn actress. Is she the Hedgehog?
Look into my furry blue muff.
Oh,
Oh my god.
This is fucking great.
Oh, Roland's gonna do his own Google search.
Oh,
no, I'm gonna try to find
Wait,
what Daniel was talking about.
I've got a screenshot for you guys.
Oh no, I found it.
Wow. Wow, that's almost
Oh,
like
wow.
exact replica of fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it looks just like him. Those tits. And then Robotnik's tits too. They're huge. Yep. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Can you believe it? I'm still horny after fucking getting Sonic himself off.
Of course. I would have just said like just go Rule 34 with anything. Like it's if it exists, there's porn. So, and I would imagine there's
If you can think it, you can
find it and you can fuck it.
But yes,
Yep.
Sonic the Hedgehog does
Yep,
exist.
yep. Of course it does. Of
Okay, do
course
you guys
it
have any
does.
favorite scenes in this movie other than, I mean, basic ones that we've talked about?
Um,
I believe I mentioned like the bar scene was fun.
yeah,
All those little jokes between Jim Carrey's character,
yeah.
those little references, him dancing in his fucking little trailer.
That was probably my favorite scene with him doing his little.
I'll be
fucking
honest with you, man.
dance.
Like I saw Roland all over that. Like I was
I
just
knew
like,
you were
he's
gonna
he's
fucking
gonna
say
love this
that.
fucking scene.
You're gonna fucking say that.
The song was pretty cool. I did enjoy that. You know.
This was a good one.
What was it?
I was spitting out formulas while you were spitting up formula. And then Tom was like, I was breastfed actually. And then he replies, nice. Rub it in my orphan face, why don't you?
Yeah.
Done in the Jim Carrey way, which elevates
like
that
perfectly delivered.
dialogue.
One of my favorite scenes was him and his lackey, agent, whatever. But they were leaving the house after interviewing Cyclops, and the assistant was like, got into like a heart-to-heart moment with Robotnik and tries to go in for a hug or whatever, and then Robotnik just like fucking just throat checks him.
He's like, lift yourself open. You're wide open for it. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. What does he say? Let's see. Is he still looking at me funny? Yes, he is. Tell him to stop or I'll pull up his search history.
I can hear him. Yeah.
I actually really liked, and I thought this is where they sort of started the Eggman gag when he's talking to the general and he's like, and nobody cares how proud your mommy is that you now read at a 3rd grade level. Have you finished Charlotte's Web yet? Spoiler alert, she dies at the end. But she leaves a big creepy egg sack. Ah, my babies. Woo, look what came out of my egg sack. And just like, it's fucking
and then
hilarious.
drones.
Drones.
Gross. Yeah. I'm the top banana in a world full of monkeys. Let's see. He says, excusez-moi, monsieur.
Yeah, when he teleports to Paris.
Yeah. You're not allowed up there. That's one of the 7 wonders. What does he tell that one guy when they're leaving the sheriff's office? He's like, "Thank you for being you," and then he sort of turns away.
Yeah.
Stupid. Again, like,
but that guy always says like,
Sliss.
I'm gonna tell everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody about this. Like,
because he was like comparing him to like Men in Black, and that they're gonna like use some kind of contraption on him.
Right.
Are you guys gonna zap me now?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell everybody about this. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like I guess my favorite scene would have been, like I mentioned before, when he's in the trailer, but I also like in the end of the movie when he's shipwrecked on that mushroom planet.
Right.
Because he looks exactly like his fucking character in the game. Like, he's got this ridiculously bushy fucking mustache.
He's got the weird ass.
He's bald and he's got the giant.
He's got goggles, man.
Giant goggles. Hey, if I could find those goggles, I'd wear them. Go fuck yourself. Oh right, he calls the sheriff's deputy Officer Brain Fart.
Yeah,
that was funny.
He does.
Yeah. But yeah, so like in the end of the movie, he's just making a bunch of bad puns. He's like, he picks up like, I guess their version of Wilson, this little rock that he carved a face onto.
Yeah.
He's like, go out and conduct some reconnaissance.
Yeah.
He fucking throws it, a reconnaissance. It's like, you're so fucking dumb. It's great.
Daniel, do you have anything about this movie that you enjoyed, especially more than the rest? Or at all?
I didn't particularly enjoy the Carrey in it. I thought he tried to go a little bit too extreme with it, even though it was an extreme character or whatever. He tried to go just like too like Riddler circa 1996 with it.
Yeah.
But fuck, I mean, I think the one fun scene, like kind of was at the end when Robotnik had fired off all that bullshit at Sonic, and he just goes into slow time. He's sitting there just like, playing around with the bombs and throwing them into like positions where it's gonna fuck up Robotnik's own fucking drones and shit. Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty fucking dope.
He's like playing the drums or whatever with bullets, and
going like,
he just flips around all the missiles, and then as he's falling down the skyscraper, he just goes pew 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 pew, and everything fucking explodes.
Yeah, that was just hilarious.
It was a cool.
But,
it was funny as fucking. It was a very very cool scene. I thought.
But can't think of any like standout moments in the movie where I was like, oh yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, so I guess we'll go into ratings, but I want to give the overall rating on IMDb, which is I believe is a 6.3 out of 10, which is pretty positive considering.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it like 68% too, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and again, well, actually a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. That seems like that's a pretty positive rating for this particular movie.
It's over 50%.
And also, this movie is rated PG. And probably like the only PG movie that we've talked about so far
ever
in Cinequest history.
And it might be the last unless we go through the sequel.
I'm assuming that might be a PG-13 depending on how they go with that. But yeah, so a PG movie.
It's going to be R because Tails and Sonic fuck.
So we're going to go into ratings. Daniel, I'll let you go first. What rating do you give this out of 5?
Probably it's just a solid 3, man. Like, didn't know a ton about the game verse, and there isn't really much of a history to the game verse, which is cool. But I thought it was fun. It was a super cute movie, and that was actually I was just messaging Janelle earlier about it. It's like this movie's fucking super cute. Like,
yeah. I would agree.
So a 3, and it's a cute 3.
3, solid 3. That's good. I'll give this one I'll give it a solid 3 also. Not like, of course, the best movie around or anything, but I did enjoy it. I had fun watching it. And Daniel, I will agree with you. It is a super cute movie.
It was so cute.
It's a cute movie. Like, he got his little tattered shoes, but then he puts on the nicer shoes later on. There's a story about friendship, which is also very wholesome. But I think Jim Carrey's character, like, I hadn't seen Jim Carrey in a movie in a long time, but I liked it a lot.
That was the other thing. He hadn't been in anything quite.
It was
at least not a comedy role.
Very, very over the top. Very much Jim Carrey-esque. You can
90s Jim Carrey.
You can grab all those characters he used to do, fucking from In Living Color and fucking Ace Ventura. Everything over the top. Cable Guy over the top. And he's just an annoying, I guess, scientist guy because Dr. Robotnik, right? And he just plays this real shithead. Doesn't care about human beings at all. He says that specifically in the movie. All he cares about is his machines.
Right.
So I'll give it a solid 3, and I'll say that it is a very, very solid 3. I wouldn't mind watching it again, like if it's just playing. I don't really hate anything about this movie. It's just a fun movie to watch. Roland, what about you?
So even though I did enjoy this movie, it's still so fucking cheesy.
Well, yeah, it's PG-13.
Yeah, it's what I was expecting, but it still made me, just like, come on, just get back to the running parts.
I do want to mention that it came out on February 14th, 2020, so Valentine's Day. Friendship.
So I'm not a fan of anything other than Sonic and Robotnik in this movie.
Roland doesn't care about friendship. He doesn't care about cuteness.
No. I have an aversion to cuteness. It's almost
he eschews it.
Thank you. Which is the
aversion. I think they just think you're just uncomfortable with it. Like you want to embrace it, but just like
I can't.
It seems like
lame.
you want to be a human being, but you're just out of practice or never learned or
pick one. I love the way Sonic looked. I thought Ben Schwartz did a good job voicing the character. It fits pretty well with his personality. Sonic's character is very plucky and fucking positivo and all that cheeseball garbage. I couldn't care less for James Marsden's character. Couldn't care less for what was her name? Maddie. JoJo was cool because she made like the little gotta go fast references, and she gave Sonic his shoes. The gotta go fast thing, I think that was something that like a catchphrase they started in the anime in Sonic animes. They're really bad too, but that was still a fun little reference to me. Again, like I watched this for Jim Carrey's character. I thought he did pretty awesome as Robotnik. And I wish they'd given more time for his character and Sonic, you know, to go on and sort of be doing their things, because as it is, they're the main characters in the series itself.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they did enough. Like as far as like again, there's the chase scene and then the ending scene.
I thought it would. So
there was enough interaction between them to.
Here's what I thought would have been interesting
to satisfy the fans.
Here's what I thought.
You cut out that bullshit dance scene that I know you loved, Roland.
God, that was
They're
so
in the
fucking
fucking
square dancing like morons.
And get to more chasing the fucking hedgehog.
I thought it would have been really cool because they showed Sonic as a child, his origin, you know, coming through. Like I thought it would have been really funny to see Robotnik as a baby child, like doing his own little thing, you know, or whatever. Like, maybe.
I mean, I would say doing two origins in the same movie, like the main character is fucking Sonic. Yeah. I don't think there's no reason for you to have any sort of like sympathy or some sort of background, because I think that's gonna like give the character not the edge that he has right now. Like you might have some kind of sympathetic.
No. You're thinking about it in the wrong. You're thinking about it in the wrong terms here. Like Robotnik has always been an evil character. So like I think it would have been cool to see him.
But do you think they're gonna? I mean,
like when he becomes an evil little shit,
like,
you know,
two origin stories in the same movie. I think that's just a little much. You say that for the next one.
It's not really a story so much. I just think of them as flashbacks, basically. I mean, it is an origin because of how it starts off with Sonic.
At what point is that going to play in this movie? Like, is that important?
Would have filled in so much time.
Like,
I mean, they could have gotten rid of the bar scene or whatever to do that, or the scene where
they couldn't have. That scene's the best.
They could have gotten rid of the scene where like Marston's character and Maddie are like, what the hell are they doing? When he gets home and he reads his dumb little letter, or they make a cake for each other, and I don't know, like it could have happened. All right, I would have liked to.
They're probably saving that for the next movie. Because if he's reached a full Eggman, Dr. Robotnik at the end of this movie, there's only a way they can do more flashbacks.
I think the second one was going to be called something goofball-y towards that end, like the rise of Robotnik or the revenge or something like that of Robotnik.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes.
So what's your rating, Roland, after all this?
I'll give this two solid gold rings.
2 solid gold rings, really?
Yeah.
Is it the friendship that knocked you off a ring, or?
Yeah. Because I'm just not in for any of that shit. Like it's good for what it is, because that kind of stuff is those are central themes to like all Sonic games and media.
Yeah, him and his friends.
It's always that's the main thing in the game. Sonic is trying to protect his friends from Robotnik. Like
one of their main gigs, man. Like
what? I didn't hear you, dude.
Why are you knocking points off if like friendship?
Oh, because these are my points. All right, like I can appreciate that, but I'm still not. No. All right, like I don't need that shit.
If it were up to Roland, it'd be a movie just of clips of them like fighting, like chasing each other and shit. It would have been, that's a solid 10 out of 5.
Murder, get him.
And can we acknowledge though, like just in a safe space, that Roland looks like a bouncer at a 1987 era lesbian bar?
1980s era. That's very specific, Daniel. Also, fuck you.
Yeah.
Imagine if
I'm a historian of lesbian bars.
Are you basically saying if Roadhouse was a lesbian bar, like he'd be the fucking bouncer guy out there?
If it was Loadhouse.
Loadhouse?
you fucking bitches. You'd never get in my bar. Fuck you guys.
Fuck your bar.
I kick your ass to the curb.
Serving Michelob Ultra.
Easy. Oh, that's low. All right. You know what? Like I'll laugh at Daniel's fucking lesbian bar joke, but Michelob Ultra Ray, Jesus Christ.
Hit below the belt, man.
Should have some standards.
No, if it's gonna like
fuck you with that trash. Get the fuck out of here.
All right. 2 solid rings for the guy from the lesbian 80s bar.
2 solid golden cock rings. That's right.
What are the clit rings?
not nipple rings. Just
no, man.
Full on
straight
the ring
straight
bean.
hardcore,
like real
rings,
thick rings too, right?
The bean ring. There it is.
Christ. When I walk, you can hear them ringing on each other.
Yeah, they're just going. Ding, ding,
Instead of like
It's
bikers
just
walking
door
around
knockers.
and like you hear their spurs, you hear me and like fucking badge rings. Go fuck yourself.
All right, we're gonna bring this episode to a close. Be sure to follow us on all social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Specifically for CineQuest Video on Instagram, MoQuest Studios on Twitter, and MoQuest Studios on Facebook. Be sure to click the links below, like right there, for any sort of other podcasts that we have, or to subscribe to any of the Spotify.
I was just thinking
Google
I could tie a
Podcasts, all that
chain
stuff.
from my wallet to the rings.
Oh my god! You know, we might have
If
try
you
to throw
get
something like that up
robbed,
there.
you'll be really mad.
Hey,
Jesus
maybe we
Christ.
can sell that on Teespring along with our T-shirts. You know? That'll be one of the items. The clit rings with the chain wallet.
Right, yeah, for your protection. They'll never steal that shit.
Specific Roland wardrobe item. We'll start selling bandanas too with our fucking logo on it as well. You know, got to get the whole thing going.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Anywho, I don't know. Before we like sign off on this, Roland, I don't remember you fucking like touched me.
Yeah, I know.
During the
That
Doom
was
episode.
great.
Yeah, that fucking felt weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't ever touch me again.
Great.
Oh, so on that, I went to go play Magic live last Saturday. I was gonna go today, but I was like, shit, I didn't watch fucking the movie and I got moving stuff to do. Yeah, I should be home.
You're welcome.
I did something, and this other like random guy I'd never met before that was in my play group, like extended a high five, and I was like, what are you doing, mister?
No.
What is this contact between people?
This bitch.
It was fucking weird, man.
Alrighty. Well, on that note, we'll be signing off. Ray.
This is this is Roland.
And at the Pacific Northwest Studios, Bear.
It's either Daniel or Evil Daniel. We'll never know.
Yes.
All right, signing off.